Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix on the man-made island here in Montreal, Canada, then, and the scene of round 9 of the World Championship here in ALR Gold. Yes, indeed, then. I cannot wait for this one. This is a favourite, I think, for the drivers. It's certainly a favourite for me. We have variable weather around here, don't we? We also have had tiers here in the past as well, in ALR and in the real world of Formula 1, of course, ALR, where Nigel met the first ever champion of ALR, made his debut, didn't he here? And we had the our very own Crashgate, didn't we? Where someone, I can't remember who it was now, deliberately took out Nigel, didn't he? But Nigel did go on to win the race still, didn't he? In that fine style. Then, of course, that was our first controversy of the world of ALR. We've had so many more over the years as well. So yes, this is very much a celebration, really, of kind of very much is kind of like it just really shows you about the world of ALR, doesn't it? And what can happen in Formula One, and it usually does. And of course, it is quite a short circuit, 2.7 miles long, around the on the racing by the side of the Notre Dame, I think it is, isn't it? Of course, that's where also where the teams also have their annual RAF race, don't they? I don't think ALR will have a RAF race just yet, but hey, who knows? We might have one in the summer. The all-time lap record around here in terms of race trim is actually set by Milan back in season 4 of a 109.4.99. That was back in season 4. I think the all-time lap record around here was I think it was Emerson, wasn't it? Back in season 5 of a 1.7, I think it was. It was a season 5 of a 1.7 4.77. Incredible, isn't it? How far these Formula 1 cars have evolved over the years. And hopefully we're going to have a full grid tonight as well. I've got a couple of debutants as well that I need to talk to you about. We've had a couple more driver changes, haven't we? Goodness gracious me, we're more active than the actual Formula 1 more active than the football transfer market, haven't we? Good gracious me. Of course, unfortunately, we just tallied up. The Gold has had 8 driver changes in the first 8 races, which is pretty appalling, to be honest, when you think about it. And Mercedes is definitely been a bit of a poison chalice, hasn't it? Apart from Chazza, everyone else seems to have been in and out of that team. Good gracious me, they've had a revolving door of drivers. But let's tell you, you can see one of the new drivers there, and that is KD, the American driver, of course, also a very well-known commentator as well on the other side. So very good stuff indeed there to see KD in action as well. Thank you very much. We've got a new subscriber as well. I would hoping that we can only get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season. Maybe I'm being a bit ambitious, but goodness gracious me, I've had my shreddy wheat today, so I am on fine Vettel. And also I've been asleep for most of the day as well because I'm a lazy so-and-so. Right then, in the Drivers' Championship, it is Lucas Purse who leads the way, and he has the biggest championship lead in gold, silver and bronze with 33 points in front of Troye, who is second at the moment. We got Boxtal who's third, but he's 1 point behind Troy at the moment. Troy will be in momentarily, I believe, and I think someone else was ready late as well. I think it was Gamer, actually, wasn't it? Wooter in fourth position. He's had 2 DNFs in the last 2 races for Wooter, so he needs to get himself back on form, I feel, tonight. Then otherwise his championship charge could be over before it really gets going in the halfway stage of the championship. Liam Yeh, fantastic season so far for Liam Yeh. He's not missed a single race either, Liam Yeh hasn't, as Pease comes out of the pit lane. He is 5th at the moment, then 3 points away from Wooter. Chaz in 6th. I think this is his strongest start to the season in his whole career in ALR. Oh, goodness me, sorry, I've had a bit of right beating, and all of a sudden it's starting to come back on me. Charles said this is his strongest start to the season in ALR Gold. Fantastic. Gurman, the champion, hopefully he'll be in as well. I'm sure that we was waiting for Gurman. Yeah, he's not in at the moment, is he? But he's down in 7th at the moment. P's in 8th position with Kush also on 28 points, and Mr. Rage also on 28 points at the top. 8th, 9th and 10th, all set, well, not separated by any points at all. Vesey has had a renaissance, hasn't he, since the turn of the year. He has flown all the way from last in the championship right up to 11th. That's how close it can be here in Gold. And fantastic indeed. Green that was a perfect performance from Green last time out. He is now up into 12th in the championship as well. Glock also making movements in the championship as well. He's now in the relegation zone up into 15th. Mumford's in the relegation zone at the moment, but we've also got 2 new drivers then on the grid there, and it is let's introduce you to KD, who has raced in ALR. Well, he raced in season 7 of Japan last season, a couple of the HDE races in Division 1. So KD has raced in this before, hasn't he? Though this is going to be his 5th Grand Prix star, and also And also we have Sweet, who has never raced in ALR Gold on Sundays before. Never raced on Sundays before in our ALR World Championship. He is making his full-blown debut tonight, and I don't really say that too often, do I? So it's very exciting to see what Sweet can do. We have seen Sweet in other forms of the ALR categories, but now he's dipping his toe into the Gold division. So looking forward to that one then. 3 DRSs around this circuit then. I don't think there's any milestones, is there, tonight then? I don't think. Chaz is making his 49th Grand Prix start tonight. Good stuff indeed there for Chazza. Liam, will be making his 48th Grand Prix start tonight as well. Troy is making his 51st Grand Prix start. However, I think the big news would be on Tuesday, which I'll wait for him to come into the track. He hasn't come in yet. But we'll wait for Serious Richard to come in before we give him the drum roll then. Here comes Pease then on a flying lap now in the Williams. Of course, Pease was the early leader in the World Championship after his fine drive in Bahrain, but he's had a lot of difficult moments there, and I'm wondering if it's been down to poor qualifying performances potentially. I feel maybe because he's been in the carbon fibre zone, hasn't he? He's done an 11 to start off our journey here in Canada. I do love Canada. I do love this race circuit. As I said, then ALR has quite a history around here, doesn't it? Really, Canada's been this is ALR's 8th Canadian Grand Prix as well. Then, of course, as Canada's now been off the calendar officially in ALR World, which is fantastic to hear because it is a perfect race circuit. And here is KD, of course, making his 5th start, but he is now a full-blown driver in the Red Bull team. He has replaced the world champion Danger Times. Unfortunately, Danger Times only need to race 3 times this season, so that's a bit of a shame there. So for Danger Times, his championship charge has really been curtailed, really, hasn't it? Before it's really got going, unfortunately. And of course, we've also got Sweet, who is in the Mercedes, as Bradders, who only raced twice as well, is out of the cockpit as well, so unfortunate. Hello, Kaz, and of course this is Kaz's hometown, this is home Grand Prix. Kaz is on a Tuesday night, so I got to be in tip-top form when Bronze gets going. Of course, we've also got Ozan saying good luck to Tegan tonight, and fans from Turkey. Yes, indeed, then Tegan making his debut tonight. I apologise for not saying his name correctly. I can't even say my own name correctly. I always say that with new fans and new drivers. I apologise profusely. He might have to message me afterwards and just let me know how to say his name correctly. But good luck to Tegan as well, making his full-blown debut as well tonight, along with Sweet. So good stuff indeed then for both those drivers. And I've got my fingers, my hairs and my toes all crossed then. Can't wait till Tuesday, want to race. Only 18 on the grid then, waiting for 2 drivers. Yes, indeed we are. We got Percy. Oh, goodness gracious me. Hello to you, Percy, then. On standby, Kaz, I hope then. We've also got Elmet then, Buzzkurt then saying Tegan with the big old thumbs up as well. I love it. Let's go, KD. Kaz saying, and Equal saying gold with a lovely fire emoji as well. We have got, of course, Equals, I think, is 3rd in the championship, and he is on course to be promoted to gold next season. The top 3 in silver are really in impeccable form, aren't they, at the moment? They've been really impressive stuff. All those drivers have indeed. Excuse me. I just coughed up a bit. As Ruta then is invalidated, it's time so it's going to go around again. Just watching KD, who is very close to his home Grand Prix here tonight, isn't it? Of course, he is literally just a walk away, albeit America and Canada are quite big countries, isn't it? But my geography was quite appalling when I was back in me at school days. And KD is on the medium compound tires at the moment. KD is, and as I said, this is his 5th Grand Prix start, but this is his first ever full-time seat in the world of ALR Gold then, so good luck to him. KD is in the wall, and oh good heavens, that is not good at all. And what's happened? He's come out of turn 2 and gone into the wall, and goodness me, that is not how you want to start your debut here tonight in Red Bull colours. And KD is going to be absolutely devastated with that, isn't he? And that is quite appalling luck to start his career in goal. And goodness me, I think he's going to be absolutely devastated by that, to be fair, because he did a very respectable time on those medium compound tyres there, and he was probably just going to get quicker and quicker, wasn't he, there, because this track is very green at the moment. Ruta across the line, fastest so far. There's a lot of pressure tonight on Ruta, isn't there? Because he needs to get his championship charge back on track, hasn't he? Of course, he has raced in almost every single race this season, Ruta has said. We've got Green going second fastest. I reckon that this is going to be a new version of Green this after that incredible race in Baku. He has moved himself right up the order, and he's done very well in the 100% league, hasn't he? And he hasn't really shown his true pace, I don't think, in the shown his true pace, I don't think, in the gold just yet. On board with Tegan, and we're just on board then. I think it's Sonat, isn't it? I believe there's Sonat there just coming through at turn number 2. Then, of course, that's where KD unfortunately had an issue. Then we're going to go on board then with the debutant. Marquis out on the backstage, on the back stretch of the circuit. He is in the first of the 3 DRS zones around here, so expect a lot of overtaking here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He's gone purple in second one, then the debutant has one, and Sonat then before accelerating away. DRS, you hear a beep in the air. The drivers do not need that beep though, do they? Because as you got the yellow flag at the back straight there, I think it's one of the Alpines just crawling back into the pits. Kush out of qualifying as well then. Just also a quick word there, Farf just mentioned then that of course Glock got 5th last week and Troy got 6th in the race in Baku there. So of course the championship has been amended ever so slightly. So that was just a part of the admin parish notices. Going up to second position is Marky. Marky's been very, I think he's been very disgruntled and very unlucky, hasn't he, Marky, has in the last couple of weeks. But again, there's a lot of drivers I think have got a lot to prove here tonight. Ruta has retired from the session, but he's fairly happy with his performance there. He's 3 times a second in front, and then there's Sonat goes across the line, goes third fastest there for Sonat there. Goodness gracious me then. He is looking pretty impeccable, isn't he, the debutant is here? I love it. Fantastic. PZ, who's still he's going around there quite, he's done 5 laps apparently on those tyres, and I'm pretty impressed indeed. Serious Mushroom, evening Sean, evening all, good evening to you, Serious Mushroom. Glock is invalidated this time. Remember that Serious Mushroom has a humongous celebration on Tuesday night, and of course it's not only Kaz's home Grand Prix on Tuesday night, it is also going to be Rage Go's 7th fastest out of the 7 competitors so far. Of course it's not only Kaz's home race on Tuesday night, it is also Serious Mushroom's 100th race start in a row in ALR. Magnificent, isn't it? And bear in mind that stretches back to the first ever race of Silver Season 1 in Russia. And I can't even remember when we started Russia. I think that someone's going to help me out with that one. But gosh, I just remember, I remember commentating on that race, and it was a very unusual race there. We had a random calendar, didn't we, to the first ever season of Silver and Bronze, and I think it was our 3rd season of Gold, of ALR Gold, wasn't it? Which really threw me indeed. As the king has landed, much more than as indeed. So yeah, Serious Mushroom, 100 race starts, and that stretches back to season 1 of Silver. That is redonkulous, isn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed there. So 100 race starts in a row for Serious Mushroom. Glock goes 5th fastest. He has recorded his best result of his career last time out in Baku in the gold championship. So very good stuff indeed there for Glock. We've got Liam Edge, who's a 10th for a second down in the second split time, but he might abandon that. We've got Gamer in the session as well, but we've got no Gurman at the moment, which is a bit of a concern. So just watching Sweet then, who is on I think he's on a lap actually, isn't he, Sweet is, but unfortunately he does have a default helmet there, which is quite disappointing indeed. So he does get marked down ever so slightly on the old commentator's counter there, which is probably not a thing, to be honest. I'm the only one that has me commentator counter, really. It's like commentator bingo, isn't it, really? There. What am I going to say a lot of tonight? Probably a lot about Gilles Villeneuve, I think. Probably a lot about the Wall of Champions. Sweet goes 9th fastest. Probably a lot about Nigel, I think, as well. I've already spoke about Nigel. I've already said much about Serious Mushroom as well. 100 starts in a row then. Serious Mushroom saying 100 consecutive starts. He's never missed a single one then. Marky praying for some luck tonight, Marky is. And of course we did mention, didn't we, when Marky got to 2nd on the grid for qualifying 1, that Marky has had a lot of bad luck. He's been in the carbon fibre zone, hasn't he? So hopefully he can get himself a clean pair of heels tonight. And we've got a couple of drivers out on circuit now. We're going to stick with Sweet, I think, in the Mercedes. It's ALR, I can't miss it. Oh, a lot of penalties you'll see tonight as well. Yes, indeed, and I think that's another one that goes off the bingo card as well. Of course, penalties galore here in Canada, isn't it? It's brutal indeed then, and penalties can make or break then your night, really, doesn't it? So just on board once again with Sweet then as he is coming down the back straight. There is, of course, one more chicane to go. It's 13 and 14. The Ball of Champions there, and it gives the World Champions plenty of respect there across the line. 7th fastest there for Sweet, just in front of PZ, who's done 8 laps on the soft tires at the moment. Then, so German has joined the session, and I think he must have fallen asleep, or maybe he is just celebrating in the pub. Then, after I do recommend do not drink and drive, of course. Then, but of course, this is luckily it's a virtual game. Oh goodness me! Mumford has spun the car, and he's trying to get back in the pits. So he might get the squat. No, he's a very lucky chappie indeed. Then, but of course, this track is very synonymous for Ferrari as well, isn't it? Jean Alesi won his one and only race in Formula 1, didn't he? Which I think is absolutely surprising. Remember, Jean Alesi came in and was quite a and was very much a very big name, wasn't he? Remember that in his debut race in Phoenix and Turo, in the Turo car, was very much going really up and against Ayrton Senna, wasn't he? In the formidable McLaren back in the dominant days, wasn't there? I think it was 1990, wasn't it? I believe, if I'm not very much mistaken. Chaz has found almost 2 seconds there in the second split time, and just accelerate away as well. Then Troy is still racing around at Silverstone now. So Troy looks like Troy's upper league race is kind of hurt him in the moment. I gotta say, Sonna on his debut, that is a very good time indeed. I don't think I've given the debut Sonna much credit for that. I thought that's a fantastic performance there. Chaz across the line, 7th fast in front of his teammate at the moment. Then, but of course we do expect that because Sweet, the moment Sweet there is just probably getting used to the car. Well, Chaz has been in the car very much right since the get-go. Here comes Boxtel from the championship. Boxtel is there, 1 point away from Troy, but with Troy still racing around a different championship series, this is going to. I think the Boxtel is going to be grinning with that. Then we've got a couple of drivers asking to come in as well, but I think Farf is trying to give Troy as much time as possible to get in the lobby. In the drop zone, then we've lost KD. He has gone into the wall and is out of qualifying. And of course, talking of which, Percy almost DNF'd as well. Percy down in where is Percy actually? He's down in 16th. He's in the drop zone at the moment. German comes out on circuit as well. In the drop zone at the moment is Kush. Then we've got both Ferraris, but they're out on track now. We've got Percy in the pit lane at the moment, and KD is in the wall, out of qualifying. Not a very good start then. Unfortunately, Bloomstar, some fast drivers in here, should be a good race set. I haven't seen Bloomstar in a very long time. Welcome to you, sir. I think I'm sure that Bloomstar was in the comments for the 100% race the other day on Wednesday, but I've got to say I have slept quite a lot since then. But it's great to see you guys in here as well. Then one thing I do regret about us going to Twitter for a season or two is that we did lose a lot of commenters. I think in that season or two, who used to be regular commenters as well, which I must say that that's a lot of the reason why I do this. It's not the quantity, it's the quality, I'd say. So it's very good stuff indeed there. Hope Percy has better luck than Wednesday. I was, yeah, good stuff indeed then, because I must admit, as I was starting to talk about it, I was thinking I might have got that completely wrong. Here's German, the season 6 champ. Of course, he's also going to be very happy. Goodness gracious me, that Troy is wagging like an excitable puppy there, isn't it? Troy is in the session now, and we got a full 20 card grid, which is good to see. We're on board with German, who's got a new helmet design tonight. I think that is probably of respect from Carlos Sainz as well. But of course, German's going to be happy that his team Arsenal beat the Manchester United team, didn't they, just a minute ago? So that's probably where he's been. Just celebrated it and enjoyed himself, and why shouldn't he be then? So Troy's got 2 minutes to get himself in the car and onto the grid, but this is a major problem then for Troy, because I don't think he's going to do it. Boxtel's retired from the session, and we've got Mumford out on circuit as well. I've got to talk about Mumford in a minute, because I've noticed a stat which I should have mentioned about last week or the week before, but I've not done yet. Shameful. So, with less than 2 minutes to go in this session, Alhan, Percy, Mumford, Gurman, and Kush. Kush out qualifying already, but we've got 4 drivers, and it's going to be sweating profusely here. But here's Gurman. He's going the first ride. He's 8 fastest. That should be enough. That puts Troy in the drop zone. Then Mumford in the second Ferrari. Then, of course, Mumford has not got out qualifying one just yet this season. Is he going to do it tonight? He does at the moment. He does. He's in 15th, but he's got Percy, the championship leader, by 33 points at this moment in time. But Sam Green is just in front of him, and he's going to be a bit nervous about that, isn't he? Percy has a lovely white helmet, by the way. It's fantastic stuff indeed there. And now coming into the hairpin as well. Then for Percy, car 21. He's stolen my number. Damn him! Out of the hairpin as well. I'm now accelerating on then to the final chicane. There used to be a Mickey Mouse chicane around here, didn't there? Because this was not straight in 94 and 95. Sweet has left the session, and Sweet, I think, is safely through. Well, he's 12. I'm not sure if he's safely through, but he's through at the moment. Out of the final turn then, and Percy is second fastest then. He is through. Alhan, what about him? Mumford's invalidated his time, but he does have time for one more run. But does he have the deployment? Alhan is just navigating his way through. Where's Troy? Troy, goodness gracious me, he cuts it as fine as he likes, and goodness me. But he should be able to go for a lap now. Gurman has retired from the session. I've just seen a comment now, but I think that he might be safely through. I can't see a Ferrari that's struggling. No, he isn't. He's okay. I think he's in the garage. And Alhan into the hairpin as well. Accelerated away. Love the helmet design as well again from Alhan. Lovely, beautiful stuff indeed then. Accelerating out the hairpin. Then, of course, DRS right on the money then. I love that. Is that like a Japanese-inspired helmet design? That is absolutely sensational there from Alhan. And he comes up into 13 and 14 as well. Out of the final turn then for Alhan, coming over the grid hatchets, and where does that put him? 16th. Alhan is out of qualified. Mumford has found time in the first split time, but it's 69 hundredths of a second. Here comes Pierre Gasly, impersonator Troy, who is now then coming into the hairpin as well. Car 17 then for the man who's second at the World Championship. Now then accelerated away, and coming out of it as well. I think that Gurman has just got home. We thought he's been partying too hard in the pub, hasn't he? Of course, enjoyed the Arsenal win there, so good stuff. But here's Troy, and we're on board now with Troy. Sweet, I think, is in 14th. He is not going to be able to improve his time, nor is Chazza either. What about, so Katie's out, Kush is out, Alhan is out. What about Troy? We're on board Troy, he's hugging the light, and Troy is through as well. Pease is out of qualifying. Goodness me, he's done 8 laps on that. He's going to be kicking himself. Mumford out as well. My word, then that was a very action-packed end then to the qualifying here. So KD and Kush on the back row of the grid then for the Canadian Grand Prix. It is not difficult to overtake around here. There's a lot of different places to overtake as well. With 35 laps around here as well, and I think it's a safety car central zone. Penalties galore. This is a race that is never dull. My famous last words probably, but this race, anything can happen. But Boxstyle has set the standard here in Canada. Very good stuff indeed. With Marky in second. It's a McLaren 1-2, unbeknownst to me, whilst I've been waffling on. And Percy in third position as well. This is exactly what Boxstyle needs. Woodruff in the fourth position as well. Mr. Ray's looking pretty adept as well. Debutant tonight then, Sonat. Fantastic stuff then for the Turkish driver. And the Williams up into 7th position now. We're keeping a close eye on them, the debutants tonight, haven't we? And I think the Sonat has really made some ripples. Fantastic. Out of qualifying is Kush, KD, Mumford, Alhan, and Pease all out of qualifying. KD, of course, had an incident there, didn't he? Kush there, I'm not sure if he's got a qualifying ban or not. Maybe I should have read that before coming on there. Shocking behaviour. Mumford out, Alhan out, and Pease also out as well. But he done 8 laps on those soft tyres there. But Pease does seem to have a magnetic field around his car. Oh, no, what's the opposite of a magnetic field? I'm not sure. But whatever happens, he seems to attract carbon fibre, doesn't he, onto his car. And he does seem to be involved in some shenanigans, doesn't he? But P's down in 16th position then. Twitch, I think I do mean Twitch, don't I? Serious motion. What do I say? Do I say Twitter? Goodness gracious me. I will once they get a little more pace. Kaz is saying, not the best one to go through. But not the best one, but I hope it'll get me through. Gerdman has said, P's out. Bloomstar saying, absolutely shocking stuff indeed. One shot Troy then. All action here. It is indeed there. And my word there, I've got to get cramp if I'm not careful, so I need to slow down a bit. We have also got Gerdman saying, not bad for 5 points. indeed. Then of course, do not drink and drive, everyone. Then is it 5 and drive? Nope. Do not listen to me. Goodness me. Right, out of the pits now comes who's coming out of the pits? I think it's one of the Red Bulls, isn't it? It's Sam Green now. I think Green has got a new renaissance, hasn't he, since that incredible performance in Baku, it's 7 days ago. We're just taking a quick look there. And of course, hats off to Liam Yeh, who is going to be racing his 9th Grand Prix start in a row tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed. I think Troy will be 8 in a row as well. I missed one at the beginning there. Wooter also on 9 as well. Mumford, who I think hats off to Mumford, by the way, because Mumford is of course it can be very disappointing to be knocked out qualifying quite often there, but hats off to him, hats off to Mumford as well for very much keeping his toe in it as well. It's really good stuff to see from Mumford. 9th race in a row for Mumford. Lovely stuff indeed. And also hats off to Percy, I think, who's also done 9 races. So lovely stuff indeed. Almost had a sneeze there. So Sam Green out on the circuit at the moment. So there's a lot of cloud cover coming over here. We did mention it could potentially rain around here. We've had a couple of rain-affected races around here over the years. That way, of course, who can forget the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix? If anyone sat there for the 4 hours and 5 minutes, then it's almost as sad as me if anyone remembers that race. Yes, indeed. Of course, that was the longest race ever in Formula 1 history. That's not going to be broken because of the new time, the new time restriction rules and all that kind of stuff, which I still can't really fathom now, but then again, I don't know my head from my elbow sometimes. Sam Green has invalidated his time now, so we're going to have to leave him to it then, so we'll stick with Wooter for the minute. Liam, yeah, goodness me, we've just given him props there, but he's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane, Liam, yeah, has there. That is going to put him all the way down into 15th position. Liam, yeah, is out of qualifying, and that is not good at all for the Haas driver, because I think Liam, yeah, would have been trouble in the top 10 or the outskirts of the top 10, but he's going to be a couple of positions further back now. We're not sure what happened there, but we just in the graphics saying he'd been disqualified from the session. Wooter's also invalidated his time as well. This is going to be a prominent part of this Canadian Grand Prix, isn't it? Because of course, you have to nail all the set. I love this shot, by the way. It's fantastic. We're just by the we're on the left part of the front of the car. Just looking at the right rear right wheel arch there of Chaz's machine. But we're on board with Chaz now. Typical Haas driver, that is. And Cyrus Rusher is saying, of course, is parking at the edge of the pit lane there. But that's a big blow for you. Yeah, we don't know what happened to him. Hopefully, he can enlighten us in the comment section. Chaz across the line fast so far, as he has now set us on our journey. Can I catch Gurman? Yes, I can. He goes fast as well. 10.8 then to start his journey. And we've got one of the AlphaTauris just starting their lap there, I believe. Then there's Troy, who is also out of qualifying as well here at the moment. Troy, I think that might be due to the incident. We had an airplane crash, didn't we, on the back straight? Mr. Ridge gone second fastest. We had an airplane crash, didn't we, in Baku a week ago. Goodness me, which cost Liam majorly. Oh, look, we've got blue arches on the sweet car. Fantastic there. Of course, that is one of the big updates, isn't it, for the game? So absolutely lovely stuff indeed there. Just watching Vesely, and of course, I think Vesely made his debut here in season 1, if I'm not very much mistaken. Then Vesely has been in and out of ALR, hasn't he, over the seasons? But yeah, it's great too. But I think Vesely, another driver who is really like Glock. He's had a bit of and Sam Green, and he's had a renaissance, hasn't he, since the turn of 2020 to 2023. The new year has come in, and so now he is absolutely starting to really fly in this AlphaTauri. If AlphaTauri didn't need encouragement anyway, because they are leading all the constructors apart from the bronze, and I think they're second or third in that. So AlphaTauri have run away with the joint constructors so far this season. Pretty impressive stuff indeed. That Vesely across the line, third fastest at the moment now for Vesely. 10 minutes to go in this qualifying 2 session. We're going to be losing another 5 drivers here. We're going to be losing the 5 slowest drivers. It's not random, of course, otherwise I'll be interested. It's in so interesting. What's that? Not sweet. He's gone to 5th fastest. Sam has invalidated his time again. Then on board Mark, you had a great time right out of the box earlier on. Then here comes Sonat, then, who is in the Williams car. He is coming up to turn 13 and 14 as well. He's making his debut tonight, isn't he? He's got his Turkish contingent, hasn't he? There in the comments there, great to see. And he comes across the line. Then, of course, he had a very good start, and he's had another cracking lap here. My word, then, and I think that I must say that we may have a new star of gold in Sonat. Fantastic performance indeed. Wow, impressive stuff. But Boxtel, of course, he's not a new star. He is the star, isn't he? Apart from Percy, Troy, Reuter, Liam, Chaza, Gurman, and everyone else that is there. Of course, you're all stars at you. Mainly that's because I'm being very diplomatic, because otherwise I don't want you to hurt me. Markey into the pit lane now as I think he had an issue there, so I'm going to stick with Glock at the moment. Of course, the Glock, the first ever silver champion there. Last week then in Baku, he's damaged the wing now. I've seen the Alpha Rail, but I think the Glock, I'm looking forward to seeing what I can do then. Liam, I spun and got disqualified for blocking the pit exit. Liam had his VR headset on back to the front. I must say, I think that sometimes some of the rule makers on this game then do really... Because I'm sure that happened to Ayrton, didn't it, at the Dutch Grand Prix when you're in bronze, which I must say was quite funny, but that's because I'm an evil Knievel when it comes to Ayrton. Because I think he half spun coming out the pit lane, didn't he? He got disqualified almost instantly, which is absolutely rubbish, isn't it? To be honest, because of course you've got cold tires on as well. You do have these heat blankets on, don't you, on the cars to really keep the tires at a cushy temperature. But even so, that they're going to be a lot hotter on the track then, of course, when they get up to temperature as well. Just watching Percy. And there is a lot. It's got very heavy in the clouds, hasn't it, here tonight? No one has spoke to me about rain just yet. Well, of course, no one speaks to me anyway. But I mean that no one has informed anyone that rain is on the horizon. I wouldn't mind a bit of a sprinkle of rain during the race. We did have a full wet race in silver, didn't we? But silver's the league for all the rain, isn't it? Of course, silver's even famous for having rain in Abu Dhabi, of course, in that incredible championship showdown a couple of seasons ago. Which I must admit, I never thought I'd ever see rain in Abu Dhabi in a league race before. Percy coming across the line. Percy goes second fast then. A whisker was more than a whisker there. 7/10 of a second away from Boxtel. Boxtel, as I must say, is pretty formidable at this stage of the session. Then Boxtel on course for he's aiming for 6 pole positions at the moment this season alone in 9 attempts. So we've only had 2 pole sitters this season. Lucas Percy's had 3, 5 pole positions so far for Boxtel. I think it's been a monopoly for the 2 championship rivals. Tire time stupid on this game. Hopefully they sort it out next time. And the traction. So it's much for saying then. To be honest, I think they do need to sort that out. What they have sorted out, I think, is the camera angles at the start now, which really was upsetting me and Alex for quite a... gamers in the wall! Of course, I think that ball is reserved for champions. Of course, Gamer very much a multiple Grand Prix winner as well, but he has had a slight kiss with the Armco, but he's still gone 8 fast. And Gamer, who I don't think is... his championship tally does not reflect Gamer's talents this season, as he could have been higher up in Monaco before it went a bit peak tongue, and same in Azerbaijan as well. Turn on the stream and I hear my name, Sean. You can't get enough of me. Indeed, I can't, Ayrton. Of course, I was reminded, our viewers, that that you, of course, got disqualified in the Netherlands for parking in the pit exit there. Of course, it also happened to Liam just a minute ago as well. Mr. Rage has had a fantastic time. He has moved himself up into a second now, and he is still 6/10 of a second away from Boxtel. But that's the bad news. The good news is, well, no, we've also got some more bad news from Mr. Rage. He's dropped down to 3rd now, but Reuter is up to 2nd, and they are inching closer to Boxtel. But my word, that I think that would have sent a lot of shivers through the spines of all the drivers there to see that time there. Gurman is going for a bite of the cherry now. Then, of course, hopefully Gurman get himself back up as well, because he's had a bit of bad luck, hasn't he, in the last couple of races. So here comes Sweet then on board now with the blue tinted eyebrows of the Mercedes as he comes out to turn 14 and coming up to the line as well, going across the grid hatches there. And Sweet goes 7 fast. It's a good time indeed there for the Mercedes. A 10th of a second in front of his teammate as well. Then. So Sweet is now starting to really feel at home in that Mercedes AMG car. Lovely stuff, Ben. We've got Betsy now just coming up to the line as well. And what is the time then? I see a lot of yellow flags out there. I think that's Wooter that just got out of the way of the hairpin. Coming up to the line then there's Wesley. That's a great time. That's a fantastic time. He is second about. This is not for the grid. This is to get out of qualifying 2, I remind you. As Wesley is now into second fastest there. We've got a lovely start of the now we've got a great shot of Glock then. We had a lovely shot of the stand then. Here comes German with a beautiful helmet then. Of course, as we've already heard then, German has been celebrated his Arsenal's win here. But I think that he's going to go for broke again then, German is, because I think he abandoned that like quite early on. He didn't invalidate his time there, but he's invalidated straight from the get-go with 4 minutes in this qualifying session. German gets it. I think that was a bit frustration there for German as he was wagging the tail of that Ferrari. So I think the German a bit disappointed with that. Wooter's in the pits. He has decided to put his feet up and is going to enjoy the rest of the qualifying sessions with you and I. Lovely stuff indeed then. As they're now coming across the line then for Glock there, going up into turn 1 and 2. I think there used to be a big old tree in the exit turn 1, didn't it? Because luckily that kind of stuff doesn't happen these days. Now as we come into 3 and 4, I'd like to hear your favourite. Oh, Glock is in the wall. Remember Fernando Alonso, of course, when Fernando Alonso was very formidable in that Renault in 2005, he touched the barrier there and it damaged the suspension and it gave, I think it gave McLaren a win, didn't it, that day? Was it Montoya or Kim Ronson? I can't remember. It was a shame for me, because I was with 2005. I don't know. I have a really soft spot for 2005, but every time fans like put in a season review on, I always seem to grab the 2005, and I'm not sure why. Well, I know why. It's a good season, isn't there? But of course, that was one of Fernando Alonso's chinks in his armour that season, was there? Of course, McLaren did technically have the fastest car, but their reliability was absolutely shocking. It was more shocking than Ferrari's reliability in 2022 for McLaren. But yeah, I'd like to hear some of your favourite Canadian Grand Prix moments. On board with Glock coming out of the final turn. He's invalidated his time, and if he's invalidated his time, he's also invalidated his time for the next lap as well, if you get the cut of my jib. But Glock, yes, he has. Oh, goodness me, it is not helping Glock, is it? Box out's retired from the session. Here comes Green then, out of the final turn then for Green. He was absolutely delighted, wasn't he, with the podium in Baku. Only sad thing, though, for Mr. Rage retired from the session. Only sad thing is for Green is he had to talk to me after the race then, but good stuff indeed. We've got German has a glittery pimp's helmet. Lovely stuff indeed. That I wonder if they call him. I can't remember the guy's name now. I've no bit shocking. Right then, as we're coming down into go down to there first round. No, not Respucia. I'm not Respucia. I can't remember who the guy was in the purple suit. I can't remember now. Shocking suddenly. Risk on hard tires might pay off, might not. When German is saying, and we've got Markey, who is of course second fast in qualifying 2 minutes ago, and is a qualifying session now into the chicane. Then must hop, skip, and a jump, and out of the final turn. He is hugging the inside here, Marquez, because he wants the shortest distance, and again showing that he has got some pace here tonight. Markey has, of course, he's had 4 DNFs in his 7 outings tonight, 7 outings in the championship so far. He'll be open for some big things, won't he? Now for Markey tonight, then to get himself back on the roll then. And my word, we've got a lot of viewers tonight. I love it. We got Green then cut across the line, 8 fastest as well. Lovely jubbly indeed then, and that has been quickly eclipsed though by Chazza, who is 5th fast. And of course, this is the best version of Chazza we've seen, I feel, in ALR at the moment, and he is absolutely in fine dandy of some performance at the moment. It's really good. Sweet then across the line, then fast running. What about the second Aston Martin? I've missed him. It's Percy. He's invalidated this time as well. Goodness me, he's got a minute to go. He ain't going to be able to get around it though. But German, who is German there, this could be a major problem for Percy because he might be out of qualifying here. Well, as Markey, I think, is not going for a second bite of the cherry, but Gamer is. He's 5/10 second up. Is that in the ballpark of Percy? It is, you know. It is, you know. This is a problem now for Percy, the man who is leading the championship. Could he be a big scalp in this qualifying 2 session then? 30 seconds to go then. Car 30 of Gamer out of the chicane then, across the grid hatch as well, and he's in front of his teammate then by a whisker, but that it doesn't matter about the time. It matters about clearing the bar. Can Sweets get himself into qualifying 2 here then? Lucas is down to 8 with German and Green trying to set their best time as well. Unfortunately, Sonat is out of qualifying. He's chilling in the pit lane. Glock out on circuit as well, and here on board with Glock as well, but Glock, I think, think is I think that this may not be a good enough time, but I've been wrong before. That's a Mercedes off. Glock is not good enough, and Sweet is in the wall. Then he's had a problem, the same problem that Magnussen had a couple of seasons ago. Sam is in the pit lane, Glock is out of qualifying, Sweet out of qualifying as well, and Percy, I think, might be breathing a huge sigh of relief there, as it could have been very nasty indeed, but maybe I was making it more dramatic than what it should be potentially. But Glock out of qualifying, Sonnet out of qualifying, Sweet out of qualifying as well. Had an issue in the final turn there. Troy out of qualifying, Liam got disqualified for parking in a very difficult location then. Goodness gracious me, it wasn't worth it, German is saying. Mr. H, both runs in qualifying 2 on U1 tyres. My goodness me. I think can Mr. Rage break the monopoly of Percy and Boxtel this season and get a pole position? Goodness gracious me. That's absolutely fantastic. Serious question, that angle almost blew my wig off there. Mushroom was saying then, close for the Aston Martin, said Equals saying then, but no cigars. Both of them will not be on the cigar break, of course, as I don't think they should, because they are tip-top athletes, aren't they? Or maybe not until after the race ends, of course. But whatever the case may be, both Aston Martins are through into qualifying. Free good stuff indeed there. Commiserations for Glock, for Sonat, who did a great job in qualifying. He's been really good indeed, hasn't he? He's only done one qualifying run as well, so really impressive stuff there. I'm really interested to see how he does that. Sweet AI wants to go for another run here, so we'll let him go for that. Troy in 14th position, Liam in 15th, and Troy then was on the back foot, wasn't he, as he came in quite late. He's only had one timed run around here. He's only had one lap then, and goodness me, Troy's going to be very rusty going into turn 1. Well, I'm going to be honest, this is the perfect... Oops, oh no, I've now somehow brought up the weather on my laptop, which I don't want to see, because it is quite a chilly 10 degrees in here at the moment, mainly because I'm a bit tight on the old purse strings there, which I normally am anyway. If you're ever with me in the pub, and don't expect me to be in the front of the queue to get you a pint. Goodness me. Anyway, as we go into qualifying 3, out of qualifying 2 is Liam, but he parked in a very difficult place there. Troy in 14th position there, so he's in the carbon fibre zone there for the man who's second in the championship. Sweet on his debut tonight in 13th position. The second debut on Sonat in 12th position. Good stuff indeed. Glock, he had a very scrappy final up there, didn't he? And he was a lead fake, because I think he kissed the Armco as well before that final run there. As just going for the constructor set, because I missed them when we first opened the program, because I'm not very professional, which I should be. Nope, it is AlphaTauri who leads the championship, 15 points from Aston Martin in a second, then an AlphaTauri on the back foot tonight at the moment, haven't they? Good gracious me. We got third position to the McLaren team, 51 points adrift of Aston Martin, but McLaren, the constructors champions in the last 2 seasons, are really starting to make a comeback with, especially Marquis and Boxtel both on a tip-top form. Haas in 4th position, the team of the season for me. Red Bull Mercedes got two new full-time drivers then, 5th and 6th then, so pressures on those drivers then. 3 points away from the Mercedes team is the Ferrari in 7th then. Alfa Romeo 5 points away from the Ferrari. Alpine dropping down to 9th position. They've had a bit of a nightmare last couple of races in the Alpine team. I said hopefully they can get themselves back on the upwards trajectory, if that's how you say it. And Williams in the top 10, because there's only 10 teams, of course, in the constructors, but hopefully that would change in the in the coming future, and of course, as I'm a big fan of having more teams in Formula 1. AlphaTauri leads the joint constructors, 243 points, and goodness gracious me. We got Aston Martin in second, and they are eating it out to lead ever so slightly then, as I think the points deficit is slightly lower, but AlphaTauri needs to have a horror show, couple of race events, and not just 1 or 2. Alpine are third at the moment, 33 points away from the Aston. Haas are in 4th, Mercedes are in 5th then, but then it is McLaren and Mercedes both on 288 points, 14 points away from them too is the Red Bull, 1 point away from the Red Bull is the Ferrari, and then there's a humongous gap between Alfa Romeo and Ferrari, 104 points, and Williams then bring up the top 10. Again, only 10 teams in the of course in the joint constructors as well, because there's only 10 teams in Formula 1. Ooh, I've missed a couple of comments here, shocking. We've got 1/10 then, and out of qualifying, geez Louise, greatest game ever created then. Glock is saying it truly. I do detect. I do detect a sense of I thought Marcus in the world, but he's out of qualifying, unfortunately. I do detect a bit of sarcasm there. Not many drivers have liked this, so like this incarnation of Formula One. Whether that's down to the 2022 cars, or whether that's down to all other bits and pieces of the race, of the game as well. I'm not too sure, to be honest, is it? But I do think that the 2021 game was much more enjoyable to play and to drive, wasn't there? And I'm not sure if that's down to the ground effect era of cars. Serious question, I hope that that's sarcasm. Glock is saying I'm absolutely in love with using forfeit hairpins, and I have no rear end then. Facts, Serious question was saying as well. We've got Glorman, who is unfortunately invalidated his time, and that is it for German. He's going to have to either come back in. It's a short track, this one is there, so he might be able to get 2 runs out of this still, potentially. I say might, because it depends on how quickly he gets back to the pits. It depends on how many new tyres he's got there at his disposal. He, luckily for him, potentially, if you're trying to go on the positive peak side of things, he did invalidate that lap quite not too far into that lap. So those tyres may still be good enough to have another go, potentially. Remember who's got a lot of new tyres, and that's Mr. Rage, hasn't it? Goodness me, he did 2 runs in qualifying, 2 on used sets of soft tyres. That's one thing I'd like to see on the graphic next year, is the deficit between, an actual deficit between, more qualifying graphics would be cool, but also to see if he was on used tyres or whatnot. But then again, I'll maybe ask in the world as well. Green out of turn 14 there, neat and tight, and that's very, very good stuff indeed then. Wooter there trimming the grass on the outside there, 10-9 now, 10-2 for Wooter as well, 7 tenths a second between Green and Wooter, and Wooter there, my word, I've got to say, Formula Drift, lovely stuff indeed there for Wooter. I don't think he was going for another timed run there, but goodness gracious me, that certainly woke me up, and I think it would have woke Wooter up as well. Across the line there comes Boxtel, he is fast there, 2 tenths a second, he has been nailing those 10s there since we got going tonight, Boxtel lads there. He's been in P. My goodness me, Percy has just done a 9-8. My golly gosh, where has that come from? And the championship leader has really thrown down the gauntlet. I thought the Boxtel would have been difficult to catch him, but Percy has just pulled something out of his back pocket. What an incredible time indeed there for the championship leader. Oh my golly gosh, and got to say, that blew my toupee off. That was absolutely incredible. Right, gonna make some cheese on toast before the race. That's a very good idea indeed. I do love a bit of mild cheese as well, actually. I might get some after the race, actually, to be honest. I would enjoy the race, but that's quite rude of me to do so, and I don't think the admins were very much like that indeed then, and I might not get my chocolate bar off. Across the line there comes Vesley. He's invalidated this time, so he's going to go around again. Let's take stock then with 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Percy, 2 tenths a second. He is in the 9 now. He quite super banker. Goodness gracious me, he is indeed, isn't he? Percy is. Liam Jens left the session. He needs to get back in before the formation lap, because we've seen drivers struggling to take control of their cars because of session glitches and all that kinds of malarkey. That is a very good time indeed then for Percy, isn't it? Fantastic time then. But Percy is fast at the moment. 2 tenths a second in front of Boxtel. What has Boxtel got in his back pocket? I feel there's some more time in there. And German is also in there as well. And I've been selling the champion from season 6 too short then, as he is third now. Is the goodness gracious me, German. Of course, he is now also a 10.083. Now there is 3 drivers going for pole position. That is exactly what we want to see. Potentially you want all 10, but I gotta say, I'll be happy with 3 tonight. Wooter in 4th position, 2 tenths a second back then. 5th position is Gamer, good time for Gamer. 6th is Sam Green. Markey out of qualifying. Mr. Rage on the lap then. Vesey on the lap as well, but he's almost been depleted of energy here, and that might hurt him. He is 5th fastest. Vesey is flying the flag at the moment there for the Alpha Tauri. Mr. Rage is invalidated this time. 6 minutes to go in this qualifying session, and I know that is he going to go around again? He's got 6 minutes to do. 6 minutes to go. I think he's going to go for it, isn't he? But he hasn't got much deployment left for Mr. Rage. Mr. Rage in this session so far has been very good, hasn't he? Mr. Rage has, but I don't think this lap is going to be very competitive, because he has not got much deployment left. But as you can see then, Chaz has got about 80% left here, and that is more than enough for a quick lap then. But I think Mr. Rage might abandon this and come back into the pit lane, you know. Chaz is invalidated, and that's Chaz's attempt out of the window as well. So Markey will not be coming back out of the pit. Also, as we've got yellow flags in front of us here, Mr. Rage and Chaz has not set a time just yet between those two drivers. I reckon they might come back in the pits, throw a new set of boots in and now go for broke. That I think that has to be the, maybe they might be able to get 2 time runs out of this. But I feel that they need to do 3 laps. So a quick lap, a slow lap, and a quick lap. They need to harvest as much as they can in between the laps. Because look, there is let's see what Mr. Rage is going to do here. I don't think this is going to be a very competitive time there for Mr. Rage, but I have been wrong before. Out laps for Percy and Boxtel, 5 minutes to go. Do you reckon they're doing 3 runs here? Now this is going to get very good indeed, isn't it? And here they are. There's Percy who's flying past the Boxtel. Boxtel doing very precise wheel warming up of his tyres here. Look at that steering wheel action there for Boxtel. I think then I'm wondering if Boxtel has anything in his back pocket. I think he does, to be honest, because he's been banging in those 10s consistently, hasn't he? But Percy just pulled that one out of nowhere, didn't he? There to get himself on provisional pole for the Canadian Grand Prix. Of course, it's been Boxtel who's had a monopoly in qualifying, hasn't he? But of course, Percy has been much more, much more successful in the race, and he's only got 1 more podium than Boxtel, and they're both joint on 2 wins apiece so far this season. Going on the grid hatch as well then. Of course, if anyone who's joined late wondering where Troy is down in 14th position. We think he had a Q2 ban then. I should have read my parish notices, which is shocking behaviour by me. I haven't done my homework tonight. On board now with Percy coming through turn 3 and 4, and goodness me, not giving any inch of the track at all then, is he then? Don't ignore the yellow flags for the moment then, because German's also joined the action as well. 3 drivers going for pole position here tonight at the moment, but it's 2 tenths per second, less than 2 tenths a second the gap is at the moment then. Forza said then do the curves on 2022 bodies they did on 21 then. It depends there, but goodness me, Percy, almost into the wall then. It depends on what curve you attack really, but yes, they can do. And also you can get beached on them as well. I think there's turn 3 in Bahrain. I've been stuck on there a few times. I must admit, I've been like a turtle on my backside, unable to roll over. Percy then coming out of the hairpin and down the back straight then. Now he cannot do anything else. He has to let the aerodynamics do their work then. He's in the pits and Percy has perfect tease in. Goodness gracious me. So I think that is the perfect tease then. I think he needs to work for Marvel really with their teasing trailers, don't they? Out of the final turn then. Can anyone send Liam an invite? He can't get back in. Boxtel's gone fast. He's on pole position. Boxtel is said someone needs to let Liam Yet back in. Can someone invite Liam Yet in, or can I do it? I'm not sure. If someone can invite him back in, that'd be fantastic. German at the moment is 3rd fastest. He is going for a timed run as well now then. Of course, if anyone's not heard me, can someone let German back in then? Or if anyone can, then that'd be great. Somebody then to get Liam back in. We've got Mr. Rage, who is currently in 9th fastest at the moment. He's on a quick lap at the moment then. Liam Yet, and he needs to go back in then before this qualifying session ends. On board with German at the moment. Boxtel has set the fastest time so far in qualifying, going for a 6th pole position. German's invalidated his time. That is him done and dusted. He might come back in the pits. He hasn't got time to come back in the pits, has he? 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session here. Here is Mr. Rage now then, a 19.5 then in the first intermediate split time in the Haas car. Accelerates away then, and Mr. Rage then is now down the back straight, and and he's now just hopping and skipping over turn at 9 and 10. I think that is. I must admit, I get my corners so mixed up around here, because when his corner's not corners boxed out, that's a slam dunk. As he's coming to the pit lane, parked it 200 to a second, separates himself and Lucas Percy at the moment. I haven't seen Liam yet come back in yet. If someone can invite him in, that'd be good stuff. We got Mr. Rayton on the back straight, and he is now just got 2 more turns to go. 1 more decision to make though. Here it is then. He doesn't. He's invalidated his time, and now will also be the last time it's done as well. He might be able to get around again, but he's going to have a he can't have a proper backing off here, can he? German is 75 seconds up in the second split time here. Yellow flag in front of us. We've got a lot of drivers on that lap moment. German letting the car beautifully float there over turn 10. That was cracking 70 then. He is almost out of deployment now with 54 seconds to go. 2:10, so a second up. He's in the ballpark. German is, and he hasn't been on pole position yet this season. Accelerates away. Is he going to be out deployment here? Because now it is all about 1 more corner to go, which is the chicane. And look at that deployment. You can see down. He's going down. Isn't it? That could cost him here. here. Of course, that deployment is quite important here. Now going into the chicane and accelerates away. That's perfect here for the world champion of Season 6. Across the line he comes. And what's he done? It is not enough, but he loses time in the far sector. He's on the second row of the grid there for German. And my word, that was looking very nice after the second split time. Here's Percy then across the line, and he has now got all or nothing then with 9 seconds to go. Then what about Mr. Rage? Mr. Rage is not going to make it, is he? He doesn't make it. What a shame for Mr. Rage then, and that is absolutely devastating for him. And on board with Chazza then, who is now coming out of the chicane, and Mr. Rage, I think, had a pace to be on the third row of the grid here tonight then. Across the line comes Chazza. Chazza does have the pace. He is third fastest. No, he's on the third row of the grid. He is fifth fastest. Magnificent. Absolutely incredible. Here comes Gamer then, and there is Gamer. Flies past me now. Lost 2/10 of seconds. I ran out of birds then. Can't believe I bought a 1.8 there from Mr. Rage. Goodness me, that would have been higher than the row 3 actually. That would have been on pole position potentially then. Out of the final turn then for Gamer. Coming up to the line then, and what could Gamer do? Gamer across the line. He's on row 2 here. Magnificent stuff indeed. Here comes Wesley across the line. Wesley goes full fastest now on row 2. Wow, what an incredible end to qualifying here. Here comes Sam Green and accelerated. Oh, he's in the wall here. Green is. He's in the wall. Goodness me. And it comes up to the line, and Green goes 8 fast in the end. Aston Martin. I can't. What can Percy do? The final one. Has he done enough? He's pole position there for Percy on 109.762. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Percy. That is Percy's full pole position of the season here in the Aston Martin. Magnificent stuff indeed. Oh my goodness gracious me, fantastic. That's Aston Martin's fourth pole position as well. Absolutely stellar stuff indeed then. Oh my word, and that's also Percy's fourth pole position of his career as well, because I don't think he had a pole position up until the start of this season. Right, is Liam yet in the session? I think I can see him in there. I must admit, I've been looking down for the last one. Not an 8, I must have just been smoking something then. He meant 09846 then. But that still would have been good, and that still would have been, I was going to say, if that was an 8, goodness me. Liam, yeah, looks like he's in the session here, which is good stuff indeed. Look at that. Yes, thank goodness me. Thank goodness stuff. And 5,100 seconds separates Percy and Boxtel. This is going to be a battle royale. You can't count on German either, can you? Who did run out first, didn't he? We heard on the back straight. He was 2/10 of second average. He's sitting on this like that. This is going to be a showdown of all showdowns. Oh my word! I must admit, I've only done I've only done qualifying, and I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that. That's absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Percy should have set my first lap and not boxed. Then it was on a 9.5. Then Percy is saying, but he's still got pole position nonetheless. Then hasn't he? But goodness me, then maybe he would have saved himself some stress there, or saved us some stress as well in the old commentary gantry. Goodness gracious me then. Right then, I think Liam is in the session, and good stuff indeed. Am I allowed to invite people when I'm spectator? I don't know, to be honest. You would think I know all about this game, but I absolutely don't. Liam talking to himself, bottom left hand corner, he's in. Very good stuff indeed then. Someone does that in bronze. I can't remember who does it in bronze, but it always makes me giggle before I get on stream. I can't remember who it is now. I don't think Kaz enjoys someone talking to himself, does he? But I think it's quite funny, to be fair. But that's because I'm childish. So, a 30-odd-year-old, yeah, he needs to grow up, doesn't he? I'll never grow up. I think I'm like Peter Pan. Right, let's go on with the race, shall we? Enough of my jibber jabber. Right. So the Canadian Grand Prix is up. We've got 35 laps around here. It is beautiful, sunny Montreal as well. Remember one year around there where the track started breaking up as well. Was it 2008 or 10 where the track was breaking up? I can't remember when it was. Marsky, thank you very much. Yeah, Marsky talks to himself quite a lot, doesn't he? On the streams of bronze. I think it's hilarious. Well, not a soft tyre in sight, and only 3 drivers on the medium tyres. They are Percy, Sam Green, and Pease. Everyone else is on the hard compound tyre here. Now that's interesting. Very interesting indeed there, because I would have thought that's the alternative strategy, and you probably want to start on the medium tyres, get them out the way. Oh, and who's that? That's a Boxtel, the man who's second on the grid. As long as he still falls to the back of the grid, he should be okay. But that is not ideal on the formation lap then, and I think you want to start on the hard tyres potentially, because, sorry, on the medium tyres, because you'll have a better launch. It's not a long run down to turn 1, however, so that might be their thinking here, and that is why they're drivers and I'm not. Let's go for the grid, shall we? So Boxtel, Percy, pole position, his fourth pole position of his career, his first fourth pole position of the season, and Aston Martin's fourth pole position of the season as well. Percy is looking splendid, isn't he, at the moment? Boxtel alongside on row 1, Gurman, who's in third position. I remember Gurman, it's great to see Gurman back up there. He could have and should have been in that battle as well, but of course he ran out of hers. Fourth position is Vesey, great to see Vesey. Vesey has been on tip-top form since Monaco. Gamer, who's been quick, has he, but it hasn't been able to get to the checker flag in fifth. Sixth position is Wouter. He needs to get himself back into the championship hunt then, but he's having a bit of a couple of difficult races then. Chaza, seventh position, great to see him up there, of course, a veteran of ALR. Eighth position is Sam Greener, going for another podium. Can he do it? Mark in ninth position. Can he brush off the bad luck then? 10th position, Mr. Rage. He invalidated his time. He was on course to be on the second row of the grid. 11th position is Glock. We seen him go for broke, but unfortunately it wasn't enough then. Sonnet, a great debut for Sonnet in 12th position. Same with Sweet in 13th position. Great 7D for the two debutants. Troy in 14th position. He's got a lot to do. He's got to navigate his way through this a difficult Canadian Grand Prix. Liam Yen 15th with P60. Alhan in 17th. Mumford in 18th position. Line up on the grid. KD making his first full race start then for Red Bull. And Kush 20th on the grid. We haven't seen much of Kush tonight then, but he's about to get himself going then for the start of the Grand Prix here in Canada. Look at the way that Percy has got himself angled here. It is lights out in the Gilles Villeneuve circuit, and here we go. No! And it's a good start for Percy. It's a good start for Gurman as well. And Gurman's alongside Boxtel going into turn 1 here. He has done it. Gurman has forced the Boxtel up the circuit. And Boxtel dropping down the order. And he's had a difficult run then. And Boxtel has said, look, he's dropped down the order. And Boxtel's down into 6th position, down to 7th. And as he's tumbling down the order, Percy had the perfect start. Gurman then into Gurman up in the second position. Then Marquis got past Benzi. He's also had an appalling start as well. Chaz is down 13 positions and he's had an appalling start then. And look at this, there's Markey trying to go up the inside here. Vesey doesn't want to lose any more positions here, does he? But Boxtel down in 6th position and yellow flag at the back of the field as Alhan has spun the car. Markey down in 8th position, and then Markey, who's had a good start there, but I think he would like to got past Vesey. And Gurman, was he a bit robust going into turn 1 then? Into the hairpin for the first time. We've got 35 more laps around here. But it's Percy, it's Gurman, a Gamer up 2 positions, fantastic. Sam Green up 4 then. Voter up 1 position, and Boxtel's dropped down the order. We got a great battle between Kush and Liam. Yeah, Kush then who very robust in his attack, isn't he, at the best of times. It is great to see, but some drivers are maybe a bit concerned by that then. Mr. Rage up into 9th position. He has the single lap pace, and let's see how he can do in the race itself by covering the complete lap 1. Persis has passed up the race already, a second in front of Gurman, who is a second and a half in front of a Gamer as well. That's the perfect start then, isn't it, for Percy? Whilst Boxtel, that's contact there. Mr. Rage has gone right to the back of Markey, and he misjudged his braking point, and Markey dropping down the order. Mr. Rage has dropped down the order as well. Pease is up into 8th position. Magnificent stuff indeed. And he is through. And here comes Gulog coming back through indeed. And look at this, they're side by side. I remember Palace had a horrific shot there in 97. But look at this Glock on the inside. He's got the outside now. And on the inside is Pease as well. Look at this. And this is fantastic Grand Prix racing. And they're now side by side. But look, Pease is done it. He is up into 8th position. Magnificent stuff indeed there for the Williams driver. And he is using those medium tyres to his absolute advantage then. Very good stuff indeed. Sonat in 11th position. Troy has moved up 4 positions while Sonat's having a look there. Nothing more than that at the moment for the Williams driver. Mumford in the 12th position there, going right into the back end there. Not literally into the back end there as well. Look, so Chaz and Marky, Mr. Rage and Alhan all dropping down the order. Same with Boxtel and Vesey. The two drivers on row on the front 2 rows, on the left and on the right hand side, had an appalling start, didn't they? So as Gurman set the fast on the race, said Cyrus Mushroom, a fair move. It looked in turn 1 there. Thank you very much, Cyrus Mushroom. Kush has got a 3-second penalty then. As of course, that I thought might have been a bit robust then, but then again, maybe I'm just being a bit of a wet towel. I'm not too sure. But whatever the case, then I think. But yes, you guys spoke there, so it's a fair move. Let's carry on then. But I got to say, it was a very good start up for German, was it? Nonetheless, a terrible start for Box Toes, down into 6th position at the moment now. Oh, magnificent. So, as you can see, we have got we've got Wouter in 5th position at the moment, and let's just take a look at the tyres. No one has come into the pits after at the end of the 2nd lap here, so that's all looking fine and dandy at the moment. And here's Sweet Daddy is right behind Mumford. Mumford, this is his 9th Grand Prix start at the season, doing a great job, isn't he, with Ferrari there. And oh goodness me, I looked up there and I thought it said something major go on there. We got the medium runners have done a splendid job, haven't they? But the medium tyres, German is looking fine style. I can't remember, when was the last time that German won a Grand Prix? I think it was back in season 6, his championship winning season. Sam Green having a sniff on Gamer here. Gamer is going for the long game here, whilst Green is looking very feisty on those medium tyres. And all 3 of the medium starters looking great at the moment. Then DRS has now enabled that on the outside. Green is out, he's going to have the inside to turn 2, but Gamer there just forces him out wide. And now we've got a bit of a train starting to form behind Gamer. And we've also got that was Vezi in 7th position then. Troy in 10th position as well, has made up for a couple of places so far. Percy leads, the gap is down to 4/10 seconds. German is absolutely on fire, is he? This is the old version of German, is it, here tonight? Cash has got another 3-second penalty. There's a lot of frustration there for Cash, down in 14th position at the moment, as he had to start from the back of the grid then. German will have an advantage on the hard tyres. He certainly is using that advantage just using that advantage there quite nice indeed. That Liam, has got past Kush. Kush jumped down into 15th position there. So Kush has got 6-second penalties already to his, unfortunately, to his detriment here. He has not had a very good start indeed. KD down in 16th position. In 16th position as well. Marky, goodness me, that's frustration for Marky. I think now as he was involved in with him and Mr. Rage made contact earlier on, didn't they? I wonder if that is a bit of frustration as well. Troy's got past Glock, moved his way up into 9th position, and we've also got Sweet gone past Mumford as well. Kush has retaken 14th position as well. Green has got past Gamer, moved himself, or has he? Because he's gone deep into turn 1 here, and Gamer is back through and into 3rd position, I should say. And now Sam Green all over the back. He needed that move done in dust, didn't he? However, this has not been the however, that's not what's happened, is he? Back on forward Green, and Green needed to do that maneuver, because look, we've now got a conga line behind Gamer. Gamer is struggling for pace at the moment here. There is something wrong in that Aston Martin, or is Gamer there, or is Gamer just looking after his tyres? Remember, this was the race in 2010 where I think that the idea of having degradable tyres really really struck it gold, because that was the first race where we had a real bad tyre wear, didn't we? Of course, that was a part of the Bridgestone era time ago. And look at this, Kush is through up in the 14th position there. Liam wants a bit of that action as well in 15th then, and goodness gracious me, we've also got Vezi, and Pease is also fighting as well, and this is an incredible start to the Canadian Grand Prix. Boxtel, and I wonder if he's got damaged Boxtel instead, or somebody struggling for pace at the moment there in the McLaren. And Sam has got past Gamer, and he has moved up in 3rd position. That is a crucial part of the race then for Sam, and he's back on the podium once again. Good stuff indeed. Here comes Ruter as well. Gamer has got it's got no straight line speed, has he? By the looks of things, he was very much. Look at those penalties being rolled in now. That's 3 drivers with penalties already in this race. We're only on lap 6 in this one, and I think that it's going to be about keeping it clean and precise at this stage of the Grand Prix, isn't it? Well, throughout the Grand Prix, not just this stage as well. Lap 6 out of 36 here. Box out all over the back of Gamer. He needs to get past quite quickly then, because Gamer's becoming the mobile chicane then. Gamer is struggling. He's had perfect pace in qualifying, but the car is just not looking too happy at all. And here comes Boxtel. He's forcing as well the inside. He takes 5th position. He has passed the Aston Martin. Gamer's had to go across the runoff area here, and Pease is also taking advantage as well. This is a nightmare lap for Gamer, down into 7th position now, and Vesley and Troy on the next 2 attackers from Gamer then, and we got Mumford down the order. Mumford, he's off the circuit. Mumford is remember, any crash around it, we are expecting safety cars, of course, and he is down to near the back of the field. He's damaged the end plate as well. Wouter is now up into 3rd position. Now this is the medium tyre starting to wear off, but Gamer has dropped to the back here. And what's happening at the back of the field? Then we've got a ghost yellow flag, I think. Then Mumford has got no end plate, whilst his teammate German is challenging Percy for the lead of the Grand Prix. KD has got penalties as well. Unfortunately, that's 4 drivers with penalties after 7 laps around here. My word, Mumford has now got pounds as well. Glock has got past Sonat, and Sonat has dropped down into 11th position. He's ghosting the moon, Sonat is, and I'm hoping that is not because he's left the session. I hope the Sonat's still in here because he's done a superb job in qualifying. Right, let's hope it calms down a bit then, because we still got another 7 laps. We still got we're on up 7 out of 35 here. Green's got a penalty as well. That is the highest runner with a penalty so far. Glock has got a penalty as well in the top 10, and so that is not good at all. Liam, and Kush are on an almighty scrap here, and Kush cannot get out of this quadrant of a battle in here, is he? And just on board then Kush down in 14th position. And of course, I think he's going to be very frustrated anyway already. Then he's got 6 seconds of penalties as he's really attacking this stage of the race. Gamer is dropped down. He was in third at the beginning of this race, but he's just dropping down. I'm not sure. Is that? Do you think that's about setup potentially? And we're not sure what's going on with Gamer at the moment, but he's got no pace because now Troy is through as well. Gamer has gone from 3rd to 9th in almost a couple of laps here. That is absolutely astounding stuff there. So something is majorly wrong with Gamer's machine here. He cannot. He's just having major problems indeed. I'm not sure what's going on in the comments here, but I've just said the word deal then. I'm not sure if we're playing deal or no deal. But I might need to catch up on the comments as well. I apologise profusely because we see Kaz and Sarah smashing on a good old chit-chat in there. I'll read them out in just a jiffy. But if we come back to this battle here, the gap is 7.2 seconds now. The front two has just wandered off then. And I think that now the front two could potentially, but that gap is quite big, isn't it? 7 seconds there already. Look at this up the inside track position there. Sam Green giving boxed out plenty of room and good stuff indeed. Oh, I thought he was going to lock wheels there. Chaz has got past Liam, Chaz also trying to make his way back through the field after dropping down the order because he was in the top 10. Here comes Pease, and here is Pease. We've got to have a free wide going into the chicane. No, because Pease is through, and Sam is dropped from 4th to 6th in that short straight then. Short straight, well, it isn't a short straight, is it? It's anything but a short straight. That long back straight, and Sam Green has dropped from 4th to 6th then. Medium tyres there. Are they struggling on Green's car now? I'm not sure, but well, it's not hurting the race leader or Pease at the moment, is it? However, Gurman is still 5/10 a second back. I thought Gurman was going to breeze past Percy then, which would be a very audacious thing to say and do. Of course, Percy the championship leader at the moment, but he is quick at the moment, Gurman is, but he's not quick enough, and that's another 3-second penalty. That's 9 seconds of penalties after just 9 laps there for Kush there, so a second a lap. At that rate, I think he'll have 35 by the end of this one, which is not good for Kush, isn't there? I think he is very frustrated though, because Kush is in the heart of the midfield at the moment, isn't he? He does have the pace to normally be near the front of the field. He's usually with his teammate, who is right up in 3rd position at the moment, but his teammate hasn't got much pace either at the moment. Then the gap is 8 seconds now. Boxtown knows that he needs to make a move. Boxtown needs to make a move here because he is very quickly already out of the Grand Prix win, is he potentially, because the pace at the front is electric to say the least, as we're on lap 10 out of 35 here. And now, as I think the best there has just got through, he is now up into 7th position. Nope, it's Troy who's through, gone past Wesley, who's dropped down to 8th. But as I mentioned, the front 2 rows, who was 2nd and 4th on the grid, had a horrific start. And I'm not sure the grid was dirty on that side or whatnot, but it was just absolutely, both drivers went flying back, didn't they? But we did see the Gurman in Boxside did get very close into turn 1 there, very much at Rosberg and Hamilton from 2016 there, where Hamilton was a bit abrupt there, but serious mushroom. But I think that serious mushroom is coming over to you. Couple of drivers to say that was nice and that was quite neat and tidy then. So yes, indeed. Then of course I do agree with you drivers, and do agree with you drivers because you are the experts, of course. But Gurman, but of course that manoeuvre has really helped Gurman elevate himself into 2nd position, but Boxall in 4th. He needs to get past Rooter quite quickly down this back straight. The gap is now out to 8.4 seconds. They've lost almost another second there in the last lap or two alone here. And there's Pease. He's dropping off the back ever so slightly. It's not as Liam has lost 2 positions there. As Rooter defending quite nicely. He's parked his car right in the middle of the circuit there. And Boxer would like to have got back past there, but he hasn't done. Look at this then. As goodness gracious me, from free all the way down to 6th position, and less the DRS is that's how it was affected by the one Kush in the pit lane here, and that's a very early stop. Then I thought that Boxall spun the car. So Kush in the pit lane on medium tyres then. So that is not ideal at all for Kush. I'm not sure if he had damage or whatnot, but he is now at the back of the field and he has clean air then. So this might be a strategical call from Alpine. Get Kush out in clear air and he can really show what he can do then. He hasn't had any laps around here at all so far. He didn't take part in qualifying. So now then he can really see what the track can do then on his own, and he can now start to put in some laps. And of course you do get you do get a point for fast lap wherever you finish. It's not like the real world of Formula 1. And also encourage drivers to keep going as well. Look how close he's almost pushing. He's almost pushing Walter out of the hairpin as well. Before slinging shots and onto the back straight. Gap is 4/10 of a second then between German and Purse as they come out of the final chicane. I'm keeping an eye on that. I'm also keeping an eye on this battle. Here comes Pete has now gone south and forth into the chicane again. Sam Green is dropping back, but he's still in DRS mode, and Woods has got a 3-second penalty. That is crucial in this race then. Later on then, lap 12 for this one then. Boxall all the back. He needs to get past now because the gap is up to 9.3 seconds. It is going up. It is going up quite quickly here, isn't it? Sonnet has passed Glock, moved his way up into the top 10 on his debut. Good 17th there for Sonnet. Of course, Glock then down to 11th position, but he's trying to get a run out of the hairpin, but that's no dice. Good stuff indeed there for Sonnet, and getting past Gamer, who is just tumbling down the order there. Look, he's 3 seconds back from the AlphaTauris now. That is very unusual for Gamer. He was quick in qualifying, but the race he's got no speed at all, has he? Lovely shot here from the diffuser of a Sonnet. Wow, this race has been very action-packed already in this one. That's why I haven't even read out the comments yet. I'm so far behind on the comments then. I think I don't want to read all of what Serious Mushroom and Kaz has been saying. But look at this, and Peas, and we've got all kinds of action going on down here. Kush got another penalty, unfortunately. And Reuter, and I'm not sure if they came to blows then, but I think Peas was probably on a look on the outside here. But I think, unfortunately, that is impeded both Peas and Boxall to make a lunge on a Boxall. Peas might be... Peas got 3-second penalty, though. I was going to say that Peas might be able to, as Sonnet is now thrown up into 9th position there. Good stuff indeed there for the Turkish driver. Lovely. And but his Gamer going to come back past. He hasn't got the speed, has he? And now Glock might be all over the back of Gamer as well, going into turn 1 here. No, I think with Peas there, the medium tyres, and I think that he's probably going to be thinking about coming into the pits in the not too distant future and going onto the hard tyres. And I wonder, I think that what Peas is going to be doing here, he might not come into the pits just yet. He is looking, he probably has the map on full display, which a lot of drivers do, don't they? Because they want to see the whole of the track. And there is Cut, that is the pace that Kush has there, and really flying through the field. Liam Yetta, not disqualification in qualifying 2, may cost Liam Yetta in this one because he's dropping down the He's down in 70th position now. Both Haas drivers are unfortunately out of the points at this stage. That gap is almost 10 seconds now, and I think that gap is going to be quite difficult to overcome now for any drivers. Any drivers from third and below, I think. So Percy and German there might start to be very adventurous on the strategy calls here. For the front 2 drivers here, but at the moment German is still there, and he's still probably going to be quite happy. He'll be on the faster tyre at the end of this one, whilst Percy will be on the harder compound tyre. But Percy will be in first then, and we've seen about Kush, who's looking strong there in the open air, so he's going to try and go for an extreme undercut here, Kush. Let's see where it gets him from here in on here. But he does have 5 seconds gap between himself and Mumford, who is just who's a bit further up the road at this moment. But Peas is going to be coming into the pits in the next couple of laps or 2, isn't he? So Peas and Green are going to be coming in the pits first. They will go for the undercut. I think the undercut is quite extreme around here. Alhan, like Kush, Alhan is going for a 2-stopper. I thought it was going to be a simple 1-stopper here. However, some drivers in the midfield thinking a bit adventurous here, and Kush has set another fast out of the race there. Absolutely flying out there now, isn't he? I'm wondering if that is going to trigger some of the drivers that he was fighting around, the likes of KD, Mr. Rage, Sweet, I think Chaz as well, and perhaps it might force them to come to the pits and defend the undercut from Kush. But I think it's already too far back there. And they're just on board with Jordy Boxall. Scooby Shoo, Liam's had some issues at that. He's not in the race at all, Liam, isn't there? So he's had some issues there as connection issues, unfortunately. As just now coming out of the final turn here. And now has Boxall got Boxall. He's all over the back of Reuter here. Goodness me! And Reuter there trying to go for it, but Boxall, and unfortunately unable to get past the Alpine driver. And goodness gracious me, that this is hurting Boxall's progress up for the field. German doing a great job in second position at the moment. Good stuff indeed. That's exactly what Ferrari need then. Serious Merchant, then get your cash out in clean air. Goodness gracious me. German can hold on for softs, I think Serious Merchant was saying that. Oh, interesting stuff indeed. That as Kaz is trying to get some practice in for the race as well. Good stuff indeed there, Kaz. Remember that Kaz, who I think his best race of the season was that incredible race in Miami, wasn't it, for Kaz? Yeah, he should have got a podium there for Kaz there. I still haven't forgiven him for that to Kaz there, because you would have been on the podium in that race, because that was an absolutely incredible drive into that final couple of corners. P's very close to the back here of very close to the back of Wouter once again then. So drivers are in clean out at the moment. It's Alhan and Kush at the moment, but Kush is coming to the back of Mumford. Boxed out. He's just struggling this there, and I don't think he's got much. And into the pits comes Pease now. So he is into the pits. I go for the undercut. I'm wondering if Green would have done the same now. Pease has spotted a gap potentially in the road then, and the Williams mechanics are getting ready then. So this will be Pease's one and only stop, I would hazard a guess then. I must admit, if can German hold on for the soft tires, that would be an audacious strategy. I didn't even think of that. Goodness me, absolutely fantastic, isn't it? I love it. So yes, indeed. Then, so the drivers may be in all kinds of thinking about all kinds of strategy. That is not a good place where Pease has come out in though. He's out right behind KD. Well, he's 2 seconds behind KD actually. So now he can get those tires up to temperature. And then get his tires up to temperature and then start to pick those drivers off then. But he will be losing time getting through the traffic. So this is going to be true. So do you think that all the hard runners then are going to be trying to hold off and go into the soft tires at the end then? I must admit, I didn't even fathom that. I was just expecting more to go onto the medium tyres, so probably around lap 20 to 21. So this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? So I think the medium runners are going to have to go hard, aren't they? So that might be why a lot of drivers start on the hard tyres then. They want the soft runner. They want the soft to for the final stint. And into the pits comes, and that's Ferrari off the circuit, and that's Mumford who's gone off the circuit. Then cut out of turn 10, I believe, Ben, and that is the same place where he had an issue earlier on. Then so Green is onto the hard tyres. So Mumford, I thought he had damage earlier on, but I don't think he has actually. Into the pits comes Green, and he's on the hard tyres. Then look at all the drivers streaming past him. Marky's got a 3-second penalty. Green is having another great race, and 2 races in a row now, isn't it? Green is it shows how important a bit of a break on the F1 game is, because a lot of drivers have come back with renewed in vigor, haven't they? Since the New Year break. Fantastic, it really is indeed. Then Boxtel still struggling to get past Wouter here, and he's going to be he can draw the back of that Alpine by the end of this race, I'm sure of it. Troy's a second and a half back, and that is not what Boxtel wants to see. He was hoping to get into second in the championship today, but that is not the case. KD is off the circuit, thank goodness me, and that's about turn 7, I think it is. Boxtel's through, and Wouter is off the circuit, then down into the hairpin of turn 10, and my goodness me, if they pushing the tires too much then to their limit, and Boxtel, I think Boxtel has made contact, has he, with Wouter, because he's letting everyone through here. Oh my goodness me, that's very sportsmanlike that, but both have lost out. Into the pits comes Wouter, and Wouter then, I'm not sure if he's got damage or not, but Troy has now made his way back up into third position. Katie's got a 3-second penalty. Oh my goodness gracious me. Mumford dropping down the order because he's got major damage there, so that is going to put a spin on Mumford's race as well. Wouter is into the pit set, and now the mechanics go to work. Medium tyres set on lap 18 out of 35, around half distance now, and this is a Grand Prix. The Alpine coming out of the garage set. Sweet has just dropped behind Pease. Pease is now into an end position and passes the Mercedes, and look where Wouter is at. So Pease could be out in a potential third position here. Mumford's got a third penalty, unfortunately, to his name here. That is not good at all. It's a yellow flag in one as Kush is out of the race here, and Kush is into the wall, and that could be a safety car. It is a safety car. We see the yellow dot, and this is going to get very interesting indeed. Get Kush, and of course we've seen KD have an issue there in qualifying, and that same thing has happened now. So into the pit set, and this is Percy is going to drive through penalty for speeding into the safety car. Oh my goodness me. The perils and pitfalls of Canada coming home to roost here tonight, my word. Into the pits comes Troy and Boxtel as well. I said most would get penalties. Serious Rush was very much on the money with that one. German out of the pit lane now. German is taking the lead then, as there's a terrible stop for the Aston Martin team as well. It's all going wrong there for the championship leader. He's got a drive-through penalty. He has to take him 3 laps then. Pease has got a drive-through penalty as well. There's 2 top talents here in this race. They've got drive-through penalties here, and they'll be kicking themselves then. And I think that this is going against Pease's strategy here. On board with Green, and who's going to be out in 5th position. Boxstyle is out in 4th. Troy in 3rd position. Then Vesey coming out of the pits. Look at Sonat, he's out in 7th position. Then Gamer 8th. Glock in 9th position. Rooter down in 10th position. We're not sure what happened with Rooter then, but we'll have to have a look after the race. Liam, yeah, is technically not in the race, and there's some issues going on at the moment then. Oh my word, then that's ruined it for Gurney. Serious much for saying it. Lucas Percy, what is this then? Oh goodness me, typical. How did he manage that 5%? My Delta is green by 3/10 a second in the box, and he gets a drive-through penalty. Oh my goodness gracious me. He's also lost the lane as well here on lap 19 out of 35. Is those medium tires going to get to the end from here? Is my question now. I think that they can, but my goodness gracious me. But Percy is saying his Delta was green by 3/10 of a second. But so he's not sure how he's got a drive-through penalty there. That is going to be that is an absolute devastation here for Percy. And the same thing happened to Pease as well. We haven't heard about Pease either at the moment, but he could have had the same thing then. Oh my goodness gracious me. German said he's had that as well. Then we're under safety car at the moment, lap 19 out of 35 here in this enthralling Grand Prix. Hopefully Liam can get back in the session, because he's had all kinds of issues since he disconnected in the session earlier on. Then Liam down in 70th position. Kush, the only retirement so far in this race, and he did have 12 seconds worth of penalties, didn't he, Kush did, but he was very much struggling right from the get-go in this one here. Let's take stock, shall we? We're on lap 20, 35 laps to go. Nope, that's the 4th race that we was doing on Wednesday night. Into the pits comes Alhan. So, drive-through penalty for Percy here. 6-second penalty for Green, 3 seconds for Vesey and for Sonat. 3 seconds for Glock and Wooter. 6 seconds for Mr. H. Pease, drive-through penalty as well. That's all but ended his chances here at points. Pease, of course, came in the pits earlier on. That safety car has really hurt him. 3 seconds for Markey, 9 seconds for Mumford and for Katie as well. Alhan is come out of the pits on fresh medium tyres, so he wants to have the fresh boots towards the end of this race here tonight. 10 points next week, Gurney, you'll get pole position. Goodness gracious me, we do not adhere to drinking and driving. Well, actually, if it's on the game, it doesn't really matter. This don't crash into anyone else. It's all fine and dandy, I suppose. I'm not sure Farkas is going to agree with that, is he? But goodness me. Anyway, we're just on board now on lap 20 out of 35 here. So German leads the way. When was the last race that German won? It's the question that I'm hearing a lot of you ask. I can't. It was the last race that he won, I'm sure, was season 6. Remember, he was so close to winning Saudi Arabia last season, but it all went peak-tong in the Aston Martin. He took a race or 2 break after that, didn't he? German did, the season 6 champion. But yes, indeed, the last race he won was in his championship winning year. He is on the fresher medium tyres now. Percy's got a drive-through penalty. Medium tyres, so for Troy and Boxtel behind him, so he's got to be worried about that, because that gap that they've built up, because Wooter was struggling for pace, the gap that they built up of course from 2nd to 3rd has now been extinguished here. So German has got to be aware of Troy in an absolutely in a great turn of events for Troy and Boxtel to a certain degree. They're now back in the thick of this race as well. My goodness gracious me. And what about Gamer as well? He struggled, didn't he, on those hard tyres, but he's now got medium tyres on. We have heard in the past that some drivers do struggle with the with the harder compound of rubber on the Pirellis here. Kaz is predicting one more safety car here, as he would also reckon he would go soft as well. But Sir Russian said that you are soft, Kaz. So, oh, that's very nice of you, Sir Russian. Right then, I think this is the only time we're going to get plugged tonight, isn't it? Because it's been an action-packed race, but I didn't expect anything less than, which is why I had a lot of caffeine before this race, and I've also I had a crack of Monster as well then to get me going tonight then. So that's just why I feel very excited then as well, because I knew this is going to be a cracking Grand Prix. Save the cars in, but before we talk about this race, Silver tomorrow night. Knowles he's going to take you through the action for Silver, and of course Nigel's got a 32-point lead in the World Championship championship over Fangio, but Fangio was a clinic last week, wasn't he? Fantastic. And of course, we've got bronze on Wednesday as well, as Donald Dan is leading the way just about. I don't think Liam is in the race then, but his ghost car is up in the 14th position there. And then, of course, got the 100% race, of course, at the home of the British, the home of motorsport, the British Grand Prix as well. There we go. Here we go. 12 laps, these soft tyres can last easy. It's been winter in Canada, Kaz is saying that. And of course, I think the Canadian Grand Prix circuit is actually full of snow at the moment, isn't it? And we're back racing here then. So German leads the way. I think this is his first race he's led in well over a season then. But the world champion of season 6 leads the Grand Prix. And this is the old German now then in the Ferrari. That is what we want to see, isn't it? We love to see German back up there, and he's doing a fantastic job there in the Ferrari. Percy is not going to be very happy that safety car though. Now Boxtel, who's very much been held up for most of this race, hasn't he? But he is now in 4th position. Liam Ye is not in this session, unfortunately. Then hopefully Liam Ye can get him before the end of this race. But it's an absolute travesty what's happened to Liam Ye tonight. Of course, as he's had issues, hasn't he? Routers all over the back, and he has dropped down here as well. Told the travesties. We're not sure about Boxtel, and Boxtel's got a 3-second penalty to his name. Then, goodness me, Troy doesn't have a 3-second penalty at the moment, does he? Pease has got a 10-second penalty. I'm sure he had a free. Did he have a 10-second penalty there? I don't believe that for a second. No, he has got a drive-through though, hasn't he? As just now all over the back of Mr. Rage at Pieces. Rooter, and of course we're not sure if there's contact between Boxtel and Rooter. It looks suspect because Boxtel did, of course, let him through, didn't he? Geordie Free there done it then. And it's Sam Green who is now just dropped down past, and German set the fast on race. It's already 2 seconds. The gap is German's in fine battle at the moment. Look at Percy, he's tumbling like a fruit machine here. Also is Pease as well. That is a big blow for both those drivers in this race, isn't it? Here comes Sam Green, and I think at the moment, if I'm not very much mistaken, Percy has scored in every single race. The lowest he has finished this season was I think 7th position in the in the Imola sprint race, wasn't it? So that wasn't much for a race at all, was it? And I think he finished 2nd actually, didn't he? I don't know, I can't remember. Sonat has got a 3-second penalty, but the Davidson is still in fine form, isn't he? And German now 2 seconds in front of Troy, who's 4/10 of a second in front of Boxtel at the moment. We're on board with Boxtel at the moment. Gamer's got no penalties at all at the moment. He has struggled for pace then on those hard tyres. However, let's see what he can do here. Where has Percy come out? He's come out in 17th position as championship leader. He's very much behind the 8 ball here. Pease is 5 seconds away from second to last Alham. Now look at German in the Ferrari. This race is synonymous with isn't it, with the Ferrari? And goodness gracious me, it's a bit of a poetry in motion here, isn't it? With the Ferrari leading the Canadian Grand Prix. That 24 out of 35. We expect the medium tyres to go to the end from here. Then Kaz reckons that someone's going to throw on the set of soft tyres potentially, especially if there's another safety car. Pease has got past here. We've also got Glock in at Wooters switching the position as well. KD up into 14th position on the Ferrari. Gamer's got a 3-second penalty. Wooters got a 3-second penalty as well. Look at this. And goodness me, and Rooter's ghosted now. And goodness me, I'm not sure. But look at this. Glock is up the inside, and there's contact there. And Glock there was a day later, dollar short. And what about frustration because of the ghosting Rooter potentially, but he's down into 18th position. Glock is. Oh goodness me. Gunther Steiner. Goodness me. No, it's a Rooter. Now up into. I think I've combined Glock in a Rooter's name now. But Rooter now into 8th position there. We're on board with Chazos all over the back of the Alpine car. I think that Rooter's been the star of the stream tonight, hasn't he? Goodness gracious me. And look at this. And now Chaz will have the DRS, and no DRS issues so far for Troy here. Troy, who's had a great drive back up into 2nd position there. Sonat is doing a great job. He's now got past Green and moved himself up into a superb 5th position. He does have 6 seconds of penalties. Penalties are going to be a problem then with 10 laps to go. Green is locked out to 2 on the in the last 2 DRS sector zones. So he's down in that 7th position then. Look at Chazza, look at Mr. Rage here. Goodness me. And then now side by side to turn 3 here. Wow, good stuff indeed there for Mr. Rage. He's got a bit wide. Chazza's going to go up and under here. Oh, look at this. How we got a rubbish camera angle. That's better. Oh my goodness me. me, up the inside, or is he? Not quite. Remember, Glock had a wild lunge at Wooter last time around there. This time, these two are much more well behaved, and Chaz also gets DRS as well then to rub salt into the wounds of Mr. H. He is now up into 9th position. No penalties. Oh no, he's got a penalty for Chaz. He has now. I was going to say no penalties for Chaz then. Oh my goodness gracious me. But he's going up the inside, Mr. H. Chaz has left him just about enough room up the inside. Track position now. Yellow flag. What's happened? It's one of the Williamses. I think it's Pease. I think it is Pease. Sweet could be on. Is now attacking his teammate here. Can Sweet get points on his debut here in the goal? Fantastic. He is past Chaz and moves his way up into 10th position there. Mark here, 12th position. Percy's now made his way up into 13th position, and KD has dropped down to 14th. 14th at the moment. Then we've got Liam not in the race, and Pease has made is unfortunately struggling. And back at the front, then you've got to say the triple DRS zones around here is not really helping the drivers. Pease has got a drive-through penalty. He is out of the race, Pease is, and I think that he is going to be very deflated about the safety car and that drive-through penalty, just to say the least here. And of course, I completely wrong-footed him because he was on course for potentially some major points here, but unfortunately, that is just the that's kind of the way it goes, really. But Pease had an appalling amount of luck and 3 retirements in this race. Liam Yed, connection issues, crash into the wall. Pease has called it a day after a humongous amount of bad luck. Glock down in 70th position has got a 3-second penalty as well. Here comes Boxtel all over the back now of Troy. And what is Troy going to do here? He's harvesting, but again, then just about having enough to lead the Grand Prix. To be second, I should say, then coming across the line. Look in the background, Vesey on a great job in the and look at this, and Rooter and Mr. H all over the back of each other, and Katie's got a 3-second penalty, but look at this, and Mr. H, he's going for it, he's having a look down into turn 1 here, and he's done it. He takes 9th position, 8th position, I should say. Oh, but Rooter again, his elbows out in the Alpine there, and Mr. H has not got the momentum, and the Alpine is still in 8th position there. Rooter cuts across them, and Mr. H's nose cone here. Still in 8th position there. Good stuff indeed there for Rooter. But Mr. Rage then is definitely going to be feeling very positive about that. Well, I'd probably be feeling more positive if he was in front of the Alpine driver. But nevertheless said, we're positive Pete's on this show. And I think he'll be feeling a bit more. He's going to be feeling a bit happy that he knows that Rooter's on the back foot there. However, he would like to get past quite quickly here because the he's got another 3-second penalty. We'll look at the penalties in just a jiffy. I know you guys want to see the penalties. We'll look at them in a minute. But I feel that if Rooter starts to get a bit of there's Percy in the back. Look at that, all over the back of Mark, who's also had a lot of bad luck here tonight. It just shows how difficult it is to recover when something doesn't go your way here in this Grand Prix. And here is Boxtel. He is through. He's up into 2nd position. Passes Troy. And also passed himself 2nd in the World Championship. And yes, indeed, Boxtel is now up into 2nd and also 2nd in the championship. Mr. Rage has done it, and the first attempt was dress rehearsal. The second attempt now, sweet as you like, albeit we didn't see it, but I'm assuming it's as sweet as you like. Mr. Rage up into 8th position there. Mark has got a 3-second penalty, lap 28 of this Grand Prix. Look at them all. Oh, look at them all streaming past us now. Rooter was on the cusp of a podium here. Now then, as we're going to take a look at the penalties here, the gap is Boxer. Let's see what pace he's got now. German's going to notice that there's now a Papaya McLaren behind him. Let's see what German can do. He's a champion, isn't he? There. Remember, he is a world champion. German is there. He's a multiple Grand Prix winner as well in ALR. This will be his first Grand Prix win since season 6. If he can get it to the end there. And Percy's on the inside. That's contact there. And there was a slight gap there for Percy. But, oh goodness me, I think the mark has been spun around twice in this one. And my goodness me, it's been a difficult one. And look at Wooter. He is limping, isn't he? He is really limping. That's the wrong Mercedes. There they are. And now Sweet up into 9th position and passes the Alpine. The Alpine is just tumbling, isn't he? And he's technically out of the points now anyway because of all the penalties that he's got. And he's got 6 seconds of penalties. Mr. Rage has 9 seconds of penalties so far in this one. Then, as I dutifully concur, it has been an epic race. So as much as saying it really has indeed, hasn't it? You felt it, didn't you, in qualifying? It's going to be a cracking race, didn't you? A lot of drivers are not going to be too impressed with after this run, but I must say it has been absolutely a joy to watch from my point of view, which is quite selfish for me, isn't it? penalty, but Percy doesn't have any penalties, so that could salvage him some points here tonight. But he would be a bit disappointed with this one. Percy would be, because of course of how this one is played out. I think the lowest he's actually finished in a race was in Bahrain. And that was 5th position for him. He's got a penalty as well, and he's up the inside, passes Chazelle now, so he's gonna have to do some overtaking if he wants points here. Percy has said lowest he's finished was 5th in Bahrain, wasn't in the first race of the season for Percy. So I feel that this is going to be this has been a difficult day for Percy. This is round 9 of the World Championship. Green has got another penalty. That is 9 seconds now, and those penalties for Green is going to be a bit of a, unfortunately, it's going to be a skid mark on his day, unfortunately, because I think he's going to drop out of the points because a lot of drivers behind him. Yes, Mr. Rage got 9 seconds, but 3 seconds for Sweet. Router might also still be in the game as well. Percy and Chazelle may also be just about in the ballpark there. Goodness gracious me. Kaz will be in the signing autographs after the race, and very good stuff indeed there for Kaz. Of course, as he'll be signing autographs as well, so make sure you don't leave without an autograph from Kaz. Serious Rush, good lad. I must admit, I've missed a lot of what you guys have been saying tonight because it's been an absolutely enthralling Grand Prix. Which that's the downside about having a good race this year, is I missed all the comments, which is shocking behaviour. It really is indeed. Then. Shocking race indeed. However, Kaz said, Mushroom, thanks for taking my home race as funded there for 100 race starts. And serious for Kaz saying that. I know that's very selfish there for Serious Mushroom, isn't it? However, we'll sing praises for both you drivers in the race then, as long as it's not as action packed as this one. Percy, I thought Percy didn't have DRS, which would have been very odd then. He's on the outside of Router. These two were battling for second, battling for third and fourth earlier on this race then, and now all of a sudden, and they're like down in 10th and 11th position on the fringes of the points here. It has been very difficult to, it looks like, to overtake us. They've been stuck in DRS trains galore, haven't they? Troy is still in DRS range. He is still on course for second position, so Boxtown needs to find another 2 seconds in 4 laps if he wants to move himself in front of Troy. Not only in this race, but also the championship as well. And I think that Percy, as he damaged the car, I think he slammed into that barrier quite heavily. There doesn't appear to be much damage on it. Marky's got a fastest lap here, and that point could help Marky. But once again, Marky, who's just had a lot of bad luck. I think he's been spun around twice in this race, and he's made his way back up the order. Then unfortunately he got spun around again. So difficult day for Marky in the McLaren. Just on board now. Then we've got Sweet, who's a second away, so he's going to be quite a second away from Mr. Rage. So he is going to be quite vulnerable at the end of this one, I would hazard to guess. Look in the background, there's KD, who's trying to fend off a Glock then, but unfortunately there's Glock. Well, fortunately or unfortunately, Mr. Gamer's got a 6-second penalty as well, and that could cost him here. My word then, and I thought that Percy was going to have a go on the inside there on the chicane. No dice. Mr. Rage now on the outside of Gamer. Auhan, keep an eye on Auhan. I think he might be a bit too far back of maybe getting some points here, but I have been wrong before, but he's got no penalties at all. Only Auhan, Troy and Gurman have got no penalties in this race, and so that is pretty impressive stuff, Ben. Serious Mushroom exactly nailing it on there and did. Thank you very much. Gurman, Troy, Bessie for driver of the day. Of course, you can have your votes then. Put very much then in the comments then. Of course, so it's Vesey, Troy, and Gurman, and Troy's got 67 of the votes so far. Gurman's got 33%. Vesey, no votes so far, but Vesey, you're definitely more. Well, I think all three of them deserve drivers today, to be honest, because they've all had different impressive Grand Prix, haven't they, in of their own right. But Troy battling through the field as well, and potentially could hold off his second position. But it was looking a bit bleak, wasn't it, at the start of this race? But my goodness me, Troy's had a fantastic race indeed then. Troy, driver of the day, that's facts then. And now Gurney's gone then. He's 4.3 seconds in front now. Troy is just about keeping up. Glock has got a 3-second penalty. Troy has to keep up the speed as well as, and he's on the outside. Mr. Rage, that's a great manoeuvre there from Mr. Rage. Beautifully done then. Teed it up and knocked it out of the park. Magnificent. But here comes Green. Oh my word, and I thought Green was going to have a slip on the inside. Yeah, but the thing with Troy is he needs to make sure he doesn't lose now 1.4 seconds. Otherwise, he will lose second in the World Championship, and he will be also third on the road instead of second. Then, so there's fight for second in both aspects here. Vesey's got a 6-second penalty at the moment. That's not going to help him. Oh, Vesey's off the circuit, and Vesey is off the circuit here in that fourth position. And he's furious there with just 3 laps to go. Is he made a mistake? I'm not sure, but he's just parked there. Glock is out of the race as well, and my goes through, they're falling like flies at the end of this one. But oh my goodness me, Vesley, who is oh my gosh there, and Vesley is just going to be absolutely devastated by that, because he was part of the driver of the day, wasn't he, and doing a superb job. And on that last lap, Boxstar has really found his feet, and now we've got Rooter, and oh my goodness me, Rooter and Percy I'm not sure if they cut the blows there, but goodness me, there's debris all over the circuit. Rooter's dropped down to 12th position there, and I think the Farp is going to have Rooter, I think that the Farp is going to have a very busy end to this race, and it's never over till it's over here, and Alham might be able to scrape some points after all. But my goodness me, we've had potentially two incidents there. I'm not sure what's happened with Vesley there, but Sonat was quite close. I'm not sure if Vesley just made a mistake or whatnot, but Vesley's in the pits having to change the nose cone, and hats off to him for keeping going. 7/10 of a second now. Can Boxtel find those 7/10 of a second? He is flying all of a sudden now. Boxtel is, and what has Troy got in his back pocket? My word there. And Sweet has got a 3-second penalty. That now moves himself up that moves himself down to 9th position. May move himself into 10th position on his debut here. Oh my goodness gracious me. On board with Wooter. He's had a look up the inside. Going up the inside. Troy's got a 3-second penalty. That ends his hope of second in the race and in the championship as well, because now Troy is dropped down the third, and Boxell's got 2nd position there, and only 2 drivers then who haven't got it. Kaz has dropped down. Kaz has lost 2 positions there. I'm not sure that's happened there. I don't know how close they were, to be honest. I was looking at Troy here. My goodness me, that is action galore on this final lap here. My word then. No, Vez there just near the back of the field, and far from official. Now let's look at the front, shall we? Which Gurman, I gotta say, it has been an absolute. This is going to be an absolute joyous day. He hasn't won a race since his championship winning season, which was back in season 6. I can't remember his last race win, but I think he's got 11 race wins in his career. Maybe. Let me just check the old stat book here. As I lean forward and put my old specs on as well. Gurman has won. This will be his 13th Grand Prix win of his career. His 20th podium of his career as well. Out into the chicane, out of the chicane, and just where Sean Lacey won his race in for Friday 95, Gurman wins his 13th race of his career. And Gurman, what an incredible performance there from Gurman. The season 6 champion is back in the winner's circle. What an incredible, impeccable performance there for the season 6 world champion. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed for Gurman, and that is definitely back to his best, wasn't it, today? We've seen flashes of brilliance in Saudi Arabia last season. We've seen flashes of brilliance in Monaco earlier on this season, but he's got it all together tonight, and he has won the race there. Boxtal in 2nd with Troy in 3rd position. The debutant Somnat in 4th position. A great drive from Somnat. Gamer in 5th. Percy recovers nicely. The championship leader recovers nicely to finish 6th in the end. Both Mercedes, 7th and 8th. Sweet also on his debut as well, getting points with Green in 9th and 10th position. Mr. H. Alhan just outside the points of 11th position. Gurman and Alhan, the only 2 drivers who didn't get any penalties at all there. Driver of the day for Gurman with 57% of the vote so far. Troy on 43%. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed then. And there's Gurman who is just touring around the Montreal circuit. And Liam gets driver of the day, but I think Liam probably gets driver of the day just because of the amount of technical gremlins he had in that one there. Unfortunately for him, unfortunately for himself, but What an incredible Grand Prix that was, and goodness gracious me, it's 9:15, and I must say I'm going to have a bath after that because I'm absolutely saturated from head to toe. Gurman, that is, and Gurman drove the day as well, drunk of the day, as I was saying. As Kaz is saying it, Troy, priority please, laugh out loud. Gurman, his first win since his championship winning season of season 6, I've got to find out what was his last race win. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Gurman, his 13th Grand Prix win of his career, so his 20th podium as well. Magnificent stuff indeed there for himself and for Freud, back to his best as I mentioned. Second position for Boxtel today, who also takes second position in the Drivers' Championship. Troy down to third there, but I think Troy with a great recovery drive, that could have been a lot worse than what it was, coming from 14th on the grid back up into the podium places. So very good stuff indeed today as well. Final classification for the Canadian Grand Prix. Hats off to Alhan and Gurman for no penalties whatsoever. Kyle's one driver of the day. Hopefully you get it on Tuesday night, my good sir. Gurman, his 13th race win of his career. His first race win in almost 2 seasons. Boxtel finished second today. He gets second in the championship as well. Troy for the great recovery drive. You could look back on that as a potential championship winning drive from Troy. Sonat, great drive into 4th. On his debut from 12th to 4th, he has got some pace in that Williams car. 5th position was Gamer. He struggled, didn't he, on the first stint on the hard tires, but the medium tires really set him on fire. Magnificent stuff indeed. 6th position, Percy, great recovery drive after all, went a bit peak tone with that drive-through penalty. Chazza in 7th position, with 8th position, Sweet getting his first points of his on his debut as well for the Mercedes team. Hopefully that would give Mercedes some stabilisation now in the championship. Green getting some more points. He's flying at the moment. Mr. Rage 10th as well, but I think he probably wanted more than that. Alhan outside the points of the position. Reuter had a bit of a hard, difficult day then, and the last 3 races he hasn't scored now, unfortunately. KD in his full debut with the Red Bull team in 30th position. Liam, I'm not sure if he was in the session, but he did finish 14th. Vesley, we're not sure what happened, but 2 laps before the end, he dropped from 4th all the way down to 15th then. Not sure if there was contact there. 16th position was Mumford. 7th position was Marquis. Got fastest lap as well near the end then for Marquis. Glock retired from the race with 3 laps to go, with Pease and Kush also out of the race as well here in Canada. And Gurman, the public are waiting for you then. Your first Grand Prix in well over a season and a bit then. You nailed it today. We said you had flashes of brilliance since Saudi Arabia last season and Monaco earlier this season, but you've now got it all together. You've won a race. You're a race winner, Gurman.
Yeah, it's about time, innit? I've waited a while for that one. But no, I just felt back to my best today. Like, just felt like I was going to win no matter what. We were gapping from like me and Percy to like after us, and then the safety car. So I thought I was going to have to fight a lot, but I just think I had the pace to pull away, which I did.
You certainly did indeed then. Before that safety car was coming up, you was on the harder tyre compared to Percy, who's on the medium tyre then. So you was probably sitting quite happily along at that point, weren't you, before the safety car came out?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I felt pretty confident at getting Percy once we swapped tyres, because I was keeping pace with him on the harder tyre, and then the safety car, which brings like Troy Boxtel back into it. But yeah, luckily I jumped Percy at the pit stops, which mean I could just pull away quickly for DRS.
You certainly did indeed. It looked like the team absolutely nailed that then. Was that just about just nailing your marks then, was it?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, game.
And then, and of course, I mentioned earlier on then that Monaco, it seemed it was all so close then, but today you really nailed it. Is this now you coming back in? It is a very long way to go in the championship. We ain't even at half distance yet, but can you get a second title this season?
Nah, I doubt it. But the past couple of races, I've just been on the cusp. I really feel like I'm there, but it's just I've either made a mistake in quali or I've just done something stupid. But yeah, I just think like now, I think I can kick on, because I've been getting really close. So that I've been putting a little bit more time in, but not as much as other people have. So, but once I have them, I am getting there.
That's absolutely brilliant stuff. Well done today, Gurman, and also congrats with Arsenal as well. I think you've had a lovely day.
Oh, lovely.
And now let's come on to, I think Troy's in the comms box at the moment. I don't think Boxtel is that. Troy, you got third today, then that 3-second penalty towards the end of that race potentially cost you second, but Boxtel was very much putting a spurt on the end then. Was that what forced your 3-second penalty there?
Yeah, you could say that. It was pretty stupid for me to let him pass in the beginning, because my plan was, I felt that Gurman had too good pace for me. today. So I felt like since Boxall had this 3-second pen, I felt like maybe I just let him go and maybe he could catch up. But yeah, obviously he couldn't. And yeah, I was just thinking that last corner or that chicane, like whatever you do now, just don't get a penalty. And then of course I do. So it's kind of sucks as well because it's Boxall. So it's almost like 6 points lost instead of 3 because we're kind of rivals now in the standings as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still points gained on Percy, and it's the first place in this championship that matters. So overall, quite happy as well.
I was going to say, because let's end on the positive. I think, and even though you did drop from second to third in the end in the last stages, there you got from 14th up into third, and you had some very quick pace as well. And it was other drivers were finding it difficult to come through the field, but you seem to be picking them off one at a time. Then it seems like you had that magic touch today.
Yeah, it wasn't really. It wasn't really my driving too much. I knew already coming into this race that I had the Q2 band that I would start quite far back. So I went for a different approach when it comes to setup. I had a very quick straight line speed on my setup. So with all of them guys fighting, I didn't really lose out too much in the technical sectors. And when it really matters, where you can overtake, I had a pace basically thanks to the setup. So it was pretty good. And then, yeah, obviously safety car helped out as well later on.
And of course, you have lost second in the championship now. If my mathematics is right, which could be very much completely wrong, but does that make a difference from your psyche, or are you not concerned about that? Because you just mentioned then that it's all about getting first, then, so it doesn't bother you that you've lost second.
No, man, I don't care at all about second place. I'm here to win, or else I'd rather. I don't care if I finish last in the championship. So yeah, it's either first or nothing. So if it means that I'm sacrificing 3 points today to Boxall to gain a couple of points to Lucas, that's what matters.
And that's the difference between me and you guys are now absolutely superhuman indeed. That's just mere mortals like us who will be happy with second or third. Not you guys who want the win. Fantastic. Right then, that is going to be it then for gold tonight then. And goodness me, that was the gold standard, wasn't it? I absolutely love that race. Might be my favourite of the season. Tomorrow night, it is going to be Alex's turn for silver. And of course, silver, the championship gap is about 32 points between Pancho and Nigel. Of course, E-Class is also sniffing around as well in third position. The top three are in a league of their own in silver at the moment. But as you've just seen in this race, and this is a crazy one, isn't it? There, I know I do expect rain as well, which should probably be on the horizon. So do not forget about that. Also, bronze is on Tuesday night as well. That is going to be interesting with Dynamo Dan only a 13-point lead in that bronze championship. Anything could happen. Then we go to the home of motorsport. It is the British Grand Prix for the 100% league as well. We've got a couple new drivers there. They're also making their mark, so that's going to be very eager beavers, aren't they? See you tomorrow night. Alex is going to take you through the action from silver.